did you know goldenrod makes an excellent tea?
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Aaron.
Me.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
Or what's inside. You suck. Finally, we're going to reveal the... Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tomic's... veteran of the comic book industry for 30 years, I'm a writer, I'm an artist, and this sucks.
Tonight's episode, Police Buck.
Don't start! We haven't left yet!
Woo! Let's go! That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, is that what you're going to do next?
That's what I'm going to do next.
I was waiting for, like, is he going to do the Wild West thing?
Oh.
Words are hard.
Yeah. See, we have rehearsals Saturday afternoon.
I'm napping.
And
I got better things to do, like a nap.
Look who's here. It's Shelley Showtime. She's done it.
We had
She's
to bribe
made it
me
in.
a little bit today.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So we just got back from a little time with the grandbaby again, which seems to be kind of our Sunday regular excursion now, is to go down and see the kids and see the baby. And a lot
Got
of
some smiles, lots of smiles,
lots of rocking back and forth.
couple giggles from him. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, just getting a little bit more personality and
He
wide-eyed.
thinks I'm pretty funny.
Yeah, well,
You know.
we all do, Shelley.
Oh,
We all think
right.
you're
Woo!
pretty funny. And
Let's go.
it'd be funnier if you were here for rehearsals for the shows.
Well, you know,
smoother.
got to keep wanting more.
Well, is that
That's what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I was baking yesterday, wasn't I?
I was.
Oh,
and
no,
you know,
I did a little bit.
the funny thing is when we get to our snacks, both snacks are homemade.
Ooh,
So just
just so you know.
and then one of them is just recently store bought, which we'll get to in a second. So
That's
anyway,
the bribery part.
that's right. Yeah, now I have to bribe her to be on the show. It's not, and you also
you
notice,
know.
look at this. I'm like layered up because it's freezing outside, and she's like, "Ugh, boiling.
Hot.
So
It's hot in here.
here you go. There we are. Well, Shelley,
Yeah.
you're here.
Aaron,
They're here.
Yeah.
Let's see who
Who's
they
in-
are
in
that
the
have
chat?
joining us.
who's in the chat?
Coram made the journey in all the way from Australia, and
wow.
you get nothing for that,
Huh.
but our deepest appreciation.
Yep.
And thanks for joining the show.
Yep.
Halder, 6480s here. Mark Pengren says classic cars equal the Batmobile and the Munsters dragster.
Yeah.
Well, these are actually, when we get to the classic cars, my top 5 today, they're cars that I've always wanted to own since I was like 16, and
Makes
I've
sense.
never owned any of them. You,
That's so
however,
sad.
have owned one of them anyway.
Well, not like I owned it.
Well, you had access
My
to it.
daddy bought it.
Yeah, but you had access to it. And you drove it.
It was mine. Yes.
Okay. So we'll save that for
It was
later.
mine.
Pastmaster Dan says, being a mechanic, I have a penchant for automotive history and design. So you'd probably be annoyed
There
with
you
my
go.
lack of knowledge.
That's for sure.
But it's funny that Pastmaster Dan says he's being a mechanic and he has a wrench. I think that's
Nice notice. I
like
didn't
that.
even see that.
Yeah. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick is almost always here.
Almost always.
Sequential Artist is Happy Palms Up Sunday, Aaron. when it comes to classic cars, the 1968 Mustang GT390 has got to be number one with a Bullet. There's a little pun there, probably. That was that Steve McQueen's car in Bullet, the movie? I don't
Perhaps.
know. Probably was. Dan, the Pizza Man Genovesi's here. Randy Howell, all the way from Canada. The theme is old.
Yep.
Wait, is this a Sunday edition
That's
of
why I'm here.
Graybeards?
Got to represent the old.
You're actually youthful compared to me.
Oh, feel it.
Your first car was a 72 Mustang convertible?
Yeah.
You had a 72 Mustang convertible?
It was a mustard yellow until
Okay,
somebody hit me in a parking lot and we got to paint it white.
I
And
thought mustard
if
yellow.
you turned, I don't know which direction, the convertible top would,
Either right or left.
I can't remember, would leak, of course, because it's Oregon. But driving to track practice with all the girls was really fun with the top down and
I
stuff.
bet. Hair
Yeah.
blowing it, your big old
Had like
80s hair blowing
what was
in
it?
the
A
wind.
3 something Cleveland engine in it.
I don't know. That's past
It
Master
was
Dan.
loud and
Well,
awesome. So
So
there you
you
have it.
were the envy of all the guys, not only because you were Shelley Showtime, but because you drove a car they all wanted.
maybe for that, but
Uh-huh.
the rest of it, no.
Toshiro says we had a 69 Jaguar. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, fancy.
And in the really expensive Jaguar commercials, they say Jaguar.
Oh, well, we're not fancy people.
No, I've never even got within a stone's throw of a Jaguar.
Who's Jaguar?
Barbara Polson's here.
Let's go.
Ryo Stu Pantheon is here. He says, Aaron, love Star Trek show. Will that be
Oh,
rotated between Graham and No, Graham. This is Graham's idea.
show. Yeah,
And I just show up when I'm able.
you're just the talent.
That's right. I don't know, man. I was so impressed with Ron Garney's Star Trek knowledge. I don't even need to be on the show.
Well,
It was everything.
awesome.
I just kind of sit back and then play with my phaser.
Mhm.
Don't clip that.
Already
Let's
done, I'm
see. H is for Heretic says, this is SETI Alpha 6 or 5. Actually,
5. That's 5.
that's Khan, though. That I was doing Kirk, but it was Khan. He
Oh,
goes,
God.
how do you do that Corinthian leather accent? And this is SETI Alpha 5. You did not expect to find me here. And he grabs Chekhov and says,
What? Careful.
why are you here? He lifts him up and he goes, why?
And then so you put the bug in his ear.
That's right after that. Yeah.
Ah,
Let me
I
introduce
don't
you
like that
to.
to my little friend.
Yes. Richie Dupe is here. Paul Taylor, a resident
Richie
biologist.
Dupe. I love that.
Yeah. Grey Wolf Graphics is
Mhm.
joining us. That's always a good thing. Test Chimp has joined us. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Test
Nice,
Chimp. Thanks for joining us.
nice.
The Geek Easy, Repairman Jack, Brian Suddenly
Suddenly
Old.
Old.
Kevin Thomas is here.
I am too.
The Nordic Nerd has made it here.
Love it.
Marcus Killigrew,
Killigrew.
the purveyor of all things pop culture knowledge, is joining us.
Back from spring training.
Brian
times.
says, time for cat talk with Click and Clack, the
The
Tap It.
Tappet Brothers.
I don't know. That is like
Okay.
Latin, which is, of course, is a dead language, so I can't really decipher it. Fox Mulder is here.
Awesome.
Stealth X5 is joining us. Kellraiser.
Do,
Look at
do.
Hail Shelley. Aaron,
Hey.
Chat. You got the, should be Hail Aaron, Shelley, chat, but we'll let it slide because Shelley hasn't been here for a while.
I know.
Geek Avenger is here,
Geekster.
which means Squeaky's probably in there someplace.
Squeakers.
Citizen Ronan is joining us. That's quite
Hey,
excellent.
guys.
Ooh.
Yay, Shelley. Thanks, guys.
Yes, Major Corn Dog is here.
I was just talking about that.
Of course. Well, of course, this is all stemming
Corn dog sounded good.
from Gary Martin's
Oh.
Corn Dog Tales from Graybeards. So
Oh, sorry.
no,
You guys napping?
well, no,
Been
yeah,
doing a lot of that.
yeah, you might have slept through that episode.
Oh my gosh, that's
Look at that! Oh my gosh, Shelley is gorgeous. That's
oh
so
thanks.
nice.
Oh,
How do you think I look, though?
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Paul
Ooh,
Taylor
gosh.
snacks.
hey,
He's here.
guys, lots of you. So
wait a
nice
minute.
to see you.
Kevin Thomas says, Aaron, I picked up your JSA one shot with Mark Wade. Was Mark difficult to work with back then? No. Despite his
He had self-control then.
yeah, well, there wasn't anything to get upset about back in the
Right.
day. Mark's an excellent comic book writer, one of the best ones I've ever worked with. He and Dan Jurgens, and Dan, of course, should be a good writer because he's been an artist forever. But
Mhm.
understanding pacing, how much information to put on a page, Mark is really excellent at that, and so is Dan Jurgens actually. So not that they're the only good riders I worked with, but they just came to mind when you brought up, of course, Wade.
Well, we actually met him. Oh gosh,
in Australia
years ago. We went to Sydney for a Comic-Con.
That was 95, 94.
I have to go back to figure out how old Josh was before we'd leave him for 2 weeks. I was
Well,
by the end I was so sick
93.
and so oh my gosh, couldn't wait to get home to my baby. I think it was 18 months old.
Yeah, so it would have been 90, probably late 94 or early 95, probably early 95. That's where I met Dale Keown for the first time.
We did?
You
Sorry,
didn't. Dale. I don't. Were you actually even at the show? I don't remember you being at the show. I think you were like.
I had to have been.
Well, like for a little bit here and there, but you weren't.
No, those were the days where I would sit there the whole time and feed you or whatever. That was way before the I'll be at the pool era of my Comic-Con days.
Yeah, but you might have been going, I'm going to go check out the gardens, rose gardens, because remember those rose gardens that were over there or something like that.
Botanical
I'll
gardens.
see it. Yeah. Okay. See you later kind of thing. Because we were there, I think it was like 3 days or something. That show was 3 days
we went
long.
up north for another week.
Well, right. We were in Sydney for like 5 days, but the show was, I think, 3 days.
Gotcha.
Anyway, there you go.
Oh, goodness. Go so fast.
Well, I'm trying to find someone I haven't read yet.
Well, if we missed you, I'm sorry.
Unintelligent design is here. Paul Taylor says, my first car was an Oldsmobile. My father sold me for $1. Nice. I thought it was a good deal. That's a pretty good deal. If it runs.
Did he give you change back though?
Yeah. Well, I guess even for $1, if it doesn't run, it's probably still pretty good. There's Mark Pengren. I thought I mentioned him earlier, but I can't remember. So. And there's Major Corn Dog. Okay, let's see who else we got here. David Blinn. Stippling Vaughn. He says, yes, I'm late. Don't yell at me. We would never dream Shelley might. But in fact, Shelley, if you guys know, you might remember that she was a school teacher and she does not view tardiness very, very well.
That's definitely the teacher look.
A little annoyed when you come in late.
Unless, it's a 3:51 Cleveland. Yeah. Unless they came in with a funny story or they brought me Starbucks, then
that's right. Then you forgive them for being late.
So there were some that would be late on purpose, and their parents thought it was hilarious that they would bring me coffee, and I would be like, okay.
David Blinn saying, bring on more Wraith of God art. Well, we're not doing it this week, but believe me, and about June rolls around, that's all you'll be getting is Wraith of God art. So,
June.
That's right. That's when Kit should be at the printers and Wraith of God 3 should be launching. So
gosh,
hang on to your
it went by fast.
It's going by. Well,
it's way faster than Blood Hunters. The million pages you did.
It was 100
Never
pages.
Again. Never again.
I'm over halfway done with Kit Carter. So we're moving right along with that.
Moving right along.
Yeah, Paul Taylor, he's a Star Trek guy. This is 5, 6, whatever it was. Well, there was SETI Alpha 5 and SETI Alpha 6.
That's a 6. That wasn't even a Roman numeral. You couldn't mess that
one
up.
No. But the previous one was SETI Alpha 5 and had to think because they thought they were going to SETI Alpha 6, but they really were at SETI Alpha 5 because SETI Alpha 5, the sun exploded. It affected the axis and laid everything to waste.
I see.
Okay. Just saying.
I see. But wait, there was one up above about a car that I wanted.
Yes.
Keep going. Nope. Keep going.
Rachel Brinkley's laughing, so she finds something humorous. This one here. David Blinn says, my favorite classic car is a 1967 fastback Mustangs. So favorite, I've owned 2. How about that? One was a GTA 290, better than a 68. Shelley, you're looking good. Hope you're feeling better.
Getting there. My brother did have another convertible Mustang. He had a 65 and a half, I think it was.
Is that an official designation? It's not 65 Mustang, it's 65 and a half Mustang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
I don't know.
But yeah, he had it because ours was like the big body. Like me now. And then my brother's was like the classic. When you think of an older Mustang, you think of that body type.
Mm-hmm.
So
Stippling Vaughn is here.
Stippling.
Rachel Brinkley, Vancouver, Canada.
Thanks for joining us. Oh, Husker wants some attention.
Suda Shram. Just sound it out, Aaron. Just sound it out.
It'll be all right.
Christian Zaffo. Let's see who else we got here. Anybody new?
Gosh.
Anybody new? Anybody?
Well, it's good to see
There's
you. If
Art
we
of
missed
Roy.
anybody, sorry. Abra's here.
Oh, Abra's 2 cents. Hey,
Yay.
Abra.
I missed your show yesterday. I was going to watch it with you and Charlie. Charlie's in London. So I'm going to go back and watch it.
Leg Kick extends a greeting of $2 to us and says,
Oh, yeah.
Atari, Aaron Lopez. See, he's trying to get a cannonball, and he just when it's so obvious, I'm not going to give it to you.
So tell him about, speaking of Lopez, was the IMBD?
And that's IMDb.
Yeah, IMDb. One of those, the website where
the celebrity site, right? Well, they have a site. They have an entry for all caps comics.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has like all the players that are on the show, and they list me as Aaron Lopez, not Aaron.
Just
Lopresti.
once. I mean, but then if you go
It's
to
pretty funny.
Lopresti, it shows that. But yeah, somebody put in Lopez, and we were like, oh my gosh.
Some guy 209 is here.
Awesome. Okay.
Some guy 209 says, "Hey, Aaron, Wraith of God, Bronze Star crossover. When? As soon as I forgive Mike Barron for ripping off my IP. I'm kidding."
So I was like, that's the first time I've ever heard you say that, and I would have heard it a lot.
Well, no, I made a joke about it on Kings when he was on there showing it, and then after he left, because Mike always leaves early because he gets tired, has to go to bed early. And then I said, I'm contacting my lawyer. And we all kind of had a laugh about that, and that was kind of it.
We need to have one first.
Excuse me.
That's what people like. Okay, spending a lot of time in bed recently, like last 4 months. Anyway, I've been watching body cam videos. I watch the weirdest stuff. But it's amazing how many people that get arrested that say, I want to call my lawyer. Like,
well, people don't have
who would
lawyers.
we call? We don't have a lawyer like that.
No, I have my best friend is a lawyer, but he's
I
not
know,
like a
but
trial
they
lawyer.
get my lawyer on the phone. Like, what?
I would have to call
Is it on speed dial for them? Do they just memorize it?
I'd have to call my lawyer friend to get him to recommend a lawyer that I could then
Right.
call.
But it cracks me up. Like,
But you only get one phone call.
they don't have any teeth. They're total meth head, and they're like, call my lawyer.
They heard
You
it on
can't.
TV.
You don't even have teeth. How are you gonna? You can afford a lawyer, but you can't afford get some teeth.
They heard it on TV, Shelley. So
Oh.
unintelligent design for Australian $2. Thank you. Of course, that is I am the one true Liam. Dino King fulfilling now. There you go.
Oh.
I keep forgetting that's you, Liam. My apologies. At some point I will remember.
Fulfilling.
But I am old.
That is
I'm
a
old.
fulfilling thing.
Oh, it's very fulfilling once you've fulfilled.
Once you
But
fulfill,
while you're
like totally fulfilled.
fulfilling, it's not that fulfilling.
not-
It's
it's
very
not fulfilling.
stressful. But after fulfilling, very
Well,
fulfilling.
I didn't get into it with somebody yesterday, but kind of where they were talking, fulfillment's not a big deal. You didn't. And I go, well, to us it is for a couple
It
reasons.
depends on how
One,
many books you're shipping out.
true, but how we package everything. We want to make sure it gets there in
Very good.
the
package.
best condition.
That's right.
But two, it was just us out of a bedroom in our house. Like people go, oh, you just have a company, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. And then they're like, oh, if you did free shipping, that would get people's attention. I go, we'd go broke.
I know. Yeah,
International alone would kill us.
we have the cheapest shipping of anybody.
Yeah. Well, because we just want to make sure that everybody gets, their money worth. But I was just like, don't discount. I mean, obviously, fulfillment, you're done. The hardest part, the marketing, the art, I can't help with that. So I was just talking about what I could do to be helpful because I'm not very helpful. And so I was talking about shipping, and then they were like poo-pooing it. I was like, mm-mm.
No,
So we package everything between the three of us. I
That's
had to
right.
put mom in there too.
that's right.
So
Show me
Anyway.
comics for $2. Thank you, Show me. Appreciate that. He says just finished Blood
Show Me.
Hunters. It was pretty
Pretty
good. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
or
Show
was
Me.
it that was pretty good. Or
Uh,
that was pretty good.
I don't know.
It's like the Martian.
Well, he paid $2. Let me know, so I'll take it as.
So
a
we'll take it as
positive
the pretty
sign.
good, yeah.
it's pretty good. Thank you for that. Okay, you
Awesome.
guys, it's time to get this show rolling as we.
Not
are
about
wont
time,
to do.
Lopez.
I know, but we got to do this first. We have a public service announcement,
Yes.
then we'll get to eating.
Ah,
I blew that. A little quick
Oops,
on
there.
little
Little muscle spasm.
little quick on the trigger finger there on Frankenstein. But yeah, if
Oh
you
my
guys
gosh.
wouldn't mind it,
Please
if you would please like and
subscribe,
subscribe.
hit that notification bell.
That's
Is
right.
that what they sell?
That's what they say.
Uh-huh.
That's what they say.
And
I don't know. I
practicing.
don't know what any of it means.
And all those body cam.
I know
Oh my
there's-
gosh,
I
you
know
guys
there's a
seriously
thumbs
should
up.
watch some body cam. Drunk people, and then we should have bingo cards made. That one is like, I didn't do anything, and then Don't touch me, bro.
I know my rights.
You know my rights. You can't. Oh, I would have the best bingo cards, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Show me comics.
Snacks.
He says,
Oh.
he paid $2, so I'll give him a little extra airtime. I thought the first one had more mystery, yes, and the second was more action. Looking forward to Fear Hollow and Kit Carter. Yeah, I
Ooh,
will
even
admit
breaking out the Fear Hollow. Well
Yeah, he
done.
knows. Fear Hollow will blow your mind. That should be the best Wraith of God if everything that I'm visualizing comes to fruition, and it's a good one.
Yeah,
But
don't tase me, bro. Sorry.
But yeah, I said the first issue of Wraith of God was more complex than the second issue.
It's a family show, Aaron.
The second issue, not the sex issue, but the second issue was a little bit more straightforward narrative, adventure story, action adventure. It wasn't
set up
didn't
everything.
didn't have the depth that the first one did. Although I do think it has depth. So don't get me wrong, but it wasn't certainly not the kind of mystery, unfolding mystery that the first one was.
Awesome.
Second one will have more.
When was that one? Did you count for that one?
Can you still order that?
Kit Carter triplets. Oh, get it, guys. Get it.
Oh boy. All right. You know what we like to do right about now is have a snack, and we have homemade treats. So we're going to run the intro, and then we'll explain to you what we're devouring. So here we go.
Devour.
It sounds very like prehistoric, doesn't it?
Deliciousness.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
So cute.
Oh, sorry, baby pictures.
Okay.
I got a good smile photo. I'll post it later if I'm.
So Shelley,
approval.
Shelley goes on these things.
No.
You're not going to eat this.
I'm not
but
taking credit for that.
You got that though.
I know I do.
So Shelley goes on, like, every once in a while she go on these cooking binges where she just like makes like a bunch of.
Let's preface this with, when I'm feeling well, then every once in a while, yeah. When he's streaming Sundays through Wednesdays, we found it would be better for us if I had meals prepared ahead of time, or I call them freezer meals or whatever. So I got on this kick where I would do freezer meals. I'd make one for that night and then freeze two or whatever. So, or crock pot meals. And then when I got really not feeling well, I didn't do it for a little bit. And then all of a sudden we're like, what do you want to eat? Go get a burger, whatever, which is no bueno for the girth. So, also my best friend's son is celiac. So I'm a really good gluten-free baker. So then I bring them stuff. Anyway, so
one of the things you baked, Shelley, was
these just banana bread muffins. They're gluten-free.
But they're actually really
Delicious.
good, despite the fact that they're gluten-free. Now, what happened was, as Shelley was preparing some of these meals, she dug deep into the pantry and pulled out a bag of dinner rolls.
Horrifically.
From Thanksgiving. Okay.
Thanksgiving. What month are we?
Yeah. So it was, is that 6 months ago now? 5 months ago? But anyway, so I looked at him and I said, what are you going to do with these? He goes, I'm throwing them away. And I go, whoa, slow down. And I opened up.
I go, they're gross. They're supposed to be put in the oven months ago.
They weren't moldy. So I said, I'm going to make bread. Well, if they're not moldy. So I made bread pudding, and I've been eating the bread pudding, and I put raisins in there, which probably is going to get me in trouble. Nobody likes the fact that
I won't eat it because of raisins.
Well, people won't.
And I don't want to die from.
I've been eating this for 2 days and I'm still alive.
I know you even made a disclaimer though that if you died, you would all know why.
Right. Well, I haven't.
I said, and if I die, he did it.
I'm thinking it's okay. So anyway, I made bread pudding out of this and put raisins in there because I like raisins. And I'm sure everybody hates raisins just like they hate pineapple on their pizza. So I'm going to take crap for that, but I'm eating it anyway.
How do you make gluten-free cheese or grow bag? Oh.
Yummy.
Yes. Oh yeah. Even bad banana bread is good. When our son was little, he's now 30. This was before like being gluten-free was really a big thing and you could just go buy stuff. He had such severe food allergies and eczema all over his body that we figured out one was gluten. And so I was like the Betty Crocker gluten-free in the 90s.
She was indeed.
And then he could tolerate it and everything. So we feel better being gluten-free. But anyway, stuff they have now makes it so much easier. There's a Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 meaning that gluten-free flour you substitute, because a lot of times you can't just substitute straight across in your recipes. This one you can. And there's another one called Better Batter, but I prefer Bob's Red Mill.
Yeah, a lot of the flour is way better because they used to just use rice flour, which is
I would do a
gummy,
mixture
and
of
potato
rice.
flour, which is terrible.
Yeah, rice, tapioca starch,
But
and some other flour. I mean, I was like,
millet flour to me is a saving grace because millet flour is good. It doesn't have that weird aftertaste and has a pretty good texture. It's finer than flour, but it's still.
but you
works
can't. That
pretty well.
can't be a base so much. Although those millet, there's a bakery in
It's
Florida
cooking
called
with Aaron and
Deland.
Shelley.
Yeah, Deland Bakery. They do a lot of millet flats. That's what we used to order and have them ship them across the country so our son could have pizza with soy cheese. Ew. Anyway, yeah, Bob's Red Mill has a ton, and they have mixes. I'll have to post some photos. There's some really good mixes for brownies. I just bought a couple more that I'll do a little post on it. But
we're prepping you guys for our cooking show, which will be coming up later in the year.
Prestige, I think, is the one that has the mixes for brownies and crumb cake. That's really good. Let's see what else. Yeah, Trader Joe has a lot of the gluten-free stuff. You got to be careful; it's too chalky. But you can add, like with the banana bread. I also add Greek yogurt, and it adds kind of a creaminess, kind of a moisture. But I also, like, I am my mother. I'll just be like, I wonder how this would go in it. And then.
Yeah, I used to call her mom Chef Frankenstein because she'd never follow the recipe. And she'd always be, I think I'll throw some pears in her. And I'm like, what?
Well, I also made yesterday, which I ate before we started, were these banana breakfast cookie bars things. That's basically oatmeal, but you can get a gluten-free oatmeal that's also with added protein in it. It's pretty good. Anyway, we'll do our own little cooking show. But yeah, if you guys have questions, let me know. But yeah, so my best friend doesn't really cook or anything. So she's done so much for me that I drop stuff and give stuff to her.
But Shelley, here's what Shelley got for the store for her treat today.
This was my
bribery to get her to be on the show.
And we figured, going back to old stuff. Remember the old days?
The White Claw days.
We're bringing them back.
So while we finish the bread pudding and start the White Claw, hopefully she won't finish it that quickly.
Well, if I disappear, it depends which way. I think
that's right. So we're going to do our frazetta of the day, Shelley, while we and then we're going to jump. As I remember, we're going to jump right into Shelley Knows, which we haven't done
just
forever.
Before these hit. I haven't drank in like 2 years, I think. So
yeah, here we go.
Woo! You think? Who's that face look like at the top? First, I thought Dan Lawless.
She thought the Conan face looked like Dan Lawless. Then she goes, no, Tommy Lee Jones. I have to mistake Dan Lawless for Tommy Lee Jones.
From farther away, the closer you got, you guys are going to take it all wrong. And then Dan's going to be like, the closer you got, it didn't look so good. But Dan's handsome. So I was like, no, that can't be Dan Lawless. No, so I got closer and I was like, no, the face was so wide.
If you told Dan that he looked like Conan, I think he would be pretty happy about that.
Okay. Then you guys can tell him that I said that.
Maybe he's watching right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that is, as we're going through the Conan paperback covers that Frazetta did, that is Conan the Buccaneer, which I believe is the fourth Conan book. It was 1971. He might have been. I haven't read all the Conan books, so he was at sea a couple times.
I'll admit, I didn't really look at it that closely.
We were too busy trying to figure out if it was.
The top was like.
Is that Dan Lawless or is that Tommy Lee Jones?
Who's that look like?
Now look at Comic Crazy.
What's this stippling with Shelley and
Camelot 331 together.
It would be so funny.
Camelot 331 is the race car driver. Isn't
I just saw that, and he just got his first top 10. Way to go!
Nice, yeah, and he's got I guess
the Cyber Frog wrap on it.
I don't know.
Super
Has
cool.
he raced yet with the Cyberfrog on it? Was it on
I
the
thought
car?
he did.
Okay, that's cool. Because I knew Ethan said just recently that it was done, but I didn't know if it was like on the car.
Picture I
or if
couldn't
it
really
was...
tell. You only saw part of the or in the video. Shelley. Oh, hey, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Potts. Long time no see. Oh gosh, missed you guys so much. I just hate feeling like crap.
Well, I mean, that's really nice of him to say that the live stream has got 50 times more interesting. But
bring in the White Claw. You never know what's going to happen.
But it hurts my feelings. That's for Jeff.
That's so sad.
Yeah, you can be nice to Shelley without being mean to me. Jeez.
No Cyberfrog rap yet.
No Cyberfrog rap yet.
20.
Okay. Oh, Fox for
Mulder.
25. Thank you so much.
Boo to the yaya.
He says, can't remember. Are you planning to add the painting for the KC poster as a perk, trying to work out a realistic budget for the original art? I probably, you asked me about that before, and I said it depends on how much I love it when I'm done, but probably will be offering it for sale. But I'm not promising at this point.
He is so excited about painting. It's like seeing him the first like Wraith of God, being so jazzed about doing his own stuff and being so re-energized. And he comes in and he's like, oh my gosh, I just watched this video on painting. And it's so much fun to watch you be like so excited about
and have energy.
I didn't go that far. It was like for like 30 seconds. Then he went, oh, I'm tired.
I gotta take a nap.
I'm spent.
Jerry says, so happy to see Shelley. Glad you're feeling well today.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jerry.
Oh gosh, you guys, it's just been a rough.
Kit Carter rap for the win.
Ooh,
that?
Yes.
Well,
sometime in April. Yeah, so April 20th.
David says, do we have to be nice to you if we're going to be nice to Shelley? Really? No, I'm just saying that
ask.
I'm saying there's a way that you can be nice to Shelley and still be nice to me. I'm just throwing it out there as an option. And I would hope that.
So that makes it optional.
Yeah.
But appreciate it.
Right. That's kind of where I'm going.
No,
I
appreciate you guys, your support so much. It's been since November when they started me on that migraine shot that was just absolutely horrific. And I thought, okay, I'll give it 3 months. And I'm still trying to overcome
it's been a rough, but a
just
couple
the joint
months,
pain and muscle and bone pain. And then, but
we're, excuse me.
Did you breathe again?
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah, because usually what it's been the last couple of months is I go in and go, Shelley, it's showtime.
And by that time, I was probably on my 3rd pain pill. And
yeah, so it's nice. It's nice that we have her back.
But I'm doing okay today. So thanks, guys.
But we haven't done a bit. Here's the thing. When people come up and talk to me, like at a show or online, they after they say, hey, Aaron, what are you working on? The next question they always ask is, tell us about Shelley. What is Shelley?
They do not.
What does Shelley really know? That's what everybody wants to know. And
the
thing is with Shelley is she's a teacher, as you guys know.
Used to be. I'm not teaching anymore.
Well, yeah, but still, once a teacher,
always a teacher
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so she's always kind of talking about how much she knows around here and how smart she is and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
And so I kind of like to find out, and I'm stalling the best I can to find the intro, but I can't find the freaking intro.
It's been so long that.
What happened to it? Did I get rid of it?
Did you not load it?
How could I not have it?
This one? No.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll just have to use that one because I'm
not dropping knowledge. Those are ones where I would say something. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one like Shelley knows, and then we do the I erased it because you're supposed to put in a new title for it. Shelley knows whatever.
Right.
And we haven't done it in so long. I forgot. So we're going to pretend.
I know nothing.
We're going to pretend this is the actual opening for it. And you guys just go along with the gag. Okay.
Man, that was my gray COVID hair.
All right. Yeah. We had your rogue hair going.
Oh, you get that COVID time. I was like, I don't care. And now I'm like, no, I care.
Okay. You guys feel free to participate in the chat. Oh, let me get Jeff here real quick. Are you ever going to do a sword and sorcery comic? I desperately want to. Excuse me. I desperately want to. A little bread pudding in there. Yeah. I desperately want to. And I am really, really, really thinking about doing a Savage Tales black and white magazine type magazine. It won't be called Savage Tales, obviously, but something like that, where you'd have barbarian and sword and sorcery type stuff in there.
Gotcha.
So, and that would be perhaps between Wraith of God 3 and 4. So I'm always
Planning
thinking,
ahead,
Jeff,
Lopez.
I'm
Like it.
always planning ahead, trying to figure stuff
Oh, wait,
out.
I just saw it go up. March Madness. We love March Madness.
I have
I
been.
love
I have
seeing
been.
the underdogs knock out those higher ranked teams. Oh, I love it. Oh, here it goes.
Uh-oh. You guys have missed that, haven't you?
That
Geek
delivery, they
Ranger
might come in and kill us
for
all.
$2 says the answer is Uranus. So you want to
I was just thinking that.
you want to hang on to
That really showed what I knew, didn't
yeah,
it?
where is
Yeah.
it? We haven't done this in forever either. There it is.
I haven't been on.
I
so
know.
we
So
haven't
there's
had
no
to do
language alerts because you haven't been on. Okay, here we go. What we're going to ask Shelley is now, this is the top 10 according to worldatlas.com.
Oh no. Is it atlases like maps?
Yeah, but this has
Oh,
nothing,
we all
no,
know.
it has nothing to do with
Okay,
countries. Or
okay.
anything. This is the top 10 most unhealthy fast food chains.
Last week's menu. Okay.
Now you don't have to get them in order, but you do have to get all 10.
Okay.
And 3 strikes and you're out.
Okay.
So
Okay, wait, let me go back here.
I'll tell you one of these right now you're not going to believe is on here.
Great. Missed my super chat. What?
Oh, I didn't. David, did I really? Where's David Blynn's super chat? Do you see
Right
it?
there.
Oh, I
Sorry,
did
David.
miss it. Sorry, David. For $5. Thank you so much. Luckily, unlike Ethan's show, we don't get many super chats, so it's easy to find them. Man. Red pudding.
He's got raisins stuck in there.
Yeah. David Blinn for $5 says, honestly, you guys, Wraith of God 1 and 2. Honestly, you guys, Wraith of God 1 and 2.
Honestly, you guys.
Wraith of God 1 and 2
have
been my favorite CG books and the best ones I've purchased since about 1986 when I stopped buying books. Well, David,
thank you
for that. And it is our pleasure to rope you back into your needed and necessary comic book reading.
Uh-oh.
Shelley's hitting stuff
I
and
am
blowing up stuff.
About to
and
hit some stuff.
Don't hit
Oh,
me.
because that's what we say wrote 1986. Okay. There was something else. Oh, wait.
Well, click off the height.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm seeing Mr. Bigness with you in.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Hmm.
The only Mr. Big I can think of is from Sex and the City, but
I don't know.
I
You watch that show?
Not really,
I
but
never watched
like,
that show.
yeah.
Mr. Big. There's big guns.
I don't know. Tell me who it is, and then I'll let you know.
So Shelley was a star athlete. Was Aaron a cheerleader? I
Was
was
my cheerleader.
I was a star athlete
Well,
in high school.
yeah.
Well, just in basketball, and but that was it. She extended hers to the college ranks.
Thus, the physical specimen I am today.
Is womanizing in college, would that be considered athletics?
Well, did you get a letter?
I got a letter to please.
What kind of letter?
Yeah,
From
but-
the health department.
Yeah, no, the women going, stop bothering me. All right.
Oh.
So
Does a protection order count?
oh yeah, that's right. Does it have to be issued by a police department?
Oh,
Okay.
gosh. Okay.
All right. So here we go. Top 10 most unhealthy fast food chain
Okay.
restaurants. Are
Okay.
you ready, Shelley?
Oh, Mr. Big Gators. No, they weren't my favorite, but okay.
Oh, hair metal band, Mr.
McDonald's.
Miss McDonald's is number 7.
Okay. Wendy's.
Wendy's. Holy crap. Wendy's is number 1. Can you believe that?
That was my first job. Well, no, Dairy Queen is my first job.
Why
was my
Wendy's
second.
seems like it's healthy. Why would Wendy's be like the most unhealthy? Is it because of all the stuff they have on the menu that make, they count all the,
I don't know.
I thought those square burgers were supposed to be healthy.
It's just because they fit. Actually, so it
Maybe
makes you feel like you're getting your money's worth.
You know what I think it is? Because they have like ice cream drinks and things like
Frosties?
that and all that kind
We
of
loved
stuff
it.
is
We made
probably,
mistakes on Frosties because we got to eat them.
probably.
Okay.
So you jumped way ahead. So Wendy's is number 1. Okay, but go ahead. You're batting 1,000.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's number 3.
Now, will I know all these, or do I have to know like Checkers and stuff?
Do you know all these? Well, you know Checkers, but you
Right,
know
but-
all of these. There's only one you might not know.
Okay. I'm going through our neighborhood, kind of. Carl's Jr.
A lot of them.
Carl's Jr.
Actually, Carl's Jr. is not on this list, which I'm thankful to
That's
because they are my
That's where we
favorite.
go the most.
hung-
Okay.
And wait a minute.
and they're bigger chains, not like Smash Brothers. And
When Smash Brothers.
wasn't that Smash Burgers or whatever?
Yes, that is a correct answer. That is number. I'm giving it to you. Is number 8.
I didn't know if they were like Five Guys.
It's stuff like that. It could be anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I do want to say though that we don't. When she says that Carl's Jr. is our favorite, it's not like we go there every night. But
No.
it is my favorite fast food hamburger stop. I do like Carl's Jr. Or as it's also known in other parts of the country as
Star
Joe's Burger Fest. No, what is it
No.
called? It's called
Carl's Jr. was Star something, wasn't it?
no. It was in Australia. It was that too. It was somebody Hardee's. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Five Guys is pretty good, but it's like you got to take out a mortgage, just like getting gas.
Yeah.
Okay, so Burger King's got to be on there.
Mark Pengrin says Wendy's has lots of burgers with multiple patties and
yeah.
multiple stacks
You
of
can get,
bacon.
like,
That you might be onto
Yeah,
something there.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Shelley. Keep going. You
you
got 4.
Did you get Burger King? Or were you stalling so I wouldn't?
Burger King is not
Burger
on here.
King.
Maybe that flame broiled action.
Oh, yeah, got to be KFC.
2 strikes on there. KFC is number 5. I love KFC, but it makes me scared to eat it because it's like everybody goes, this is the worst place to get.
Yeah.
But I love it. Maybe that's why because it's
the
so
deep
greasy and
frying.
Did you see they have that new thing? It's called a chizza, where they take the hamburger, or pardon me, the chicken, and then they put pizza toppings on top of it. So you have the cheese and the pepperoni and everything, and the tomato, and you're supposed to eat it like a pizza, but it's like the deep fried chicken is the crust.
There's just
It's called
David, yeah, check.
It's called the
Crack in the box.
Chizza.
Crack in the box.
No, Jack in the Box is not on here,
David.
and we call it Jack in the
David.
Crack.
Jack. Oh, that's right. Not Crack in the box.
All right, so you're out of strikes. You got to get them
I
all.
am. Okay.
I'll let you keep playing.
Burger
anyway.
King is Hungry Jack's. That's the Jack one in Australia.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give some hints here.
How about
okay.
Pizza Hut?
Oh, so close. There it is a pizza place.
Pizza Butt.
But it's not Pizza Hut.
Not Pizza Schmizza.
No.
Pizza
Schmitzes.
Caboose in your caboose.
No, come on. This is a big
Domino's.
no, but that
Caesars.
big.
Little
But
Caesars.
yes, Little Caesars is
I
number
know
9.
my food. All right.
Little Caesars is number 9.
No, Chick-fil-A can't be on there.
Can't it?
Stop.
Chick-fil-A is
Chick-fil-A.
number 10. That just blew me away. Why is Chick-fil-A unhealthy?
Oh,
I don't understand because they do have deep fried chicken sandwiches and stuff. So if you get those, that's
Yeah.
probably
little
why.
sleazers.
Look at when my son and my daughter, we would always have parties over here when they were in school because we wanted to be the fun parents, but we also wanted to make sure that they weren't getting in trouble.
You knew what they were doing.
So we would always host these big school parties at our house. And then I'd go at 10 o'clock, and you had to imagine there was always between 30 and 50 kids jammed into our house. And I'd go, all right, you guys, do you guys want pizza? And they would go, yes. I go, you going to eat it if I get it? Yes. So I'd go to Little Caesars, and they were like $5 a pizza, and just get like,
They didn't eat anything. They don't
10 and bring them in. And they were just like, and it was like, well, it cost me $50. So I got off easy.
And then I would see these students on Monday because I taught at that high school.
And they were all sick from Little Caesars, and their parents were all mad at us. No, that's
No.
not true. Okay. So here's what we got left. We've got 3 left.
Okay. Are they all burgers?
One of them you worked at.
Okay, Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen is number 4.
Okay.
One is a sandwich place.
Subway.
No.
Little John's.
No. Little John's.
That's pizza.
It was Papa John's is pizza.
Right. Little John.
Little
was
John
on
is
Robin
related.
Hood.
He's little,
Have another one, Shelley. Okay.
okay, this other one is a big chain.
Quiznos subs.
That is correct.
Thank
Quizno
you,
subs.
Mr. Paul Taylor. Quiznos sucks.
Again, why is Quiznos worse than any place else?
No.
Remember they used to have those like commercials where they had like little rat puppet things. They go Quiznos,
sucks.
and we were like,
I just
what
said it like
is that?
5 times.
I know, but you didn't.
Okay, can you
didn't,
guys see? No, wait, which eye? It's this one. You guys can't see it. Wait.
Yeah, there it is. She
Could
woke
you
up with
see
like
it?
a blood vessel burst in her
big
eye or
ol',
something.
yeah, so I had 2 of them today, broken blood vessels in my eyeball. And so they were like, okay, so if you sneeze or cough, and I must have done it in my sleep. He must have done it in my sleep. Or they said you could like scratch your eye or something, but I don't know. It's this one, right? Wait, is it this one?
Yes, it's that
It's
one.
hard.
I know.
And then you go, huh? So anyway.
That has nothing to do with anything, but so you have one more.
Did. Okay,
You
I got one more.
Come on, it's in this neighborhood too, and we never go there because it sucks.
Well, it can't be Burgerville because
No.
they are awesome.
They're too expensive
But I
now
have
that
to
they
sell it.
unionized.
I know I have to sell a kidney to get in there. It's in this neighborhood.
Yeah,
Crumble cookie.
it's not a fast food restaurant.
Oh, but it's delicious.
It is.
Wait, I have to go down the streets. In this neighborhood,
Well, like not
How
in our
close?
neighborhood, but within within a
there's
mile
Taco
or two.
Bell.
What if you're going to Safeway? What do you pass on the left hand side? Why don't I just tell her? At this point?
Sonics.
Yes, Sonic.
Oh, that's not even edible. I wouldn't even count.
Sonic
Dunkin'
is number
Donuts.
2. Okay, so let me recap this real quickly.
Panda, good one.
Okay, so 10 is Chick-fil-A, which I just don't believe.
I don't either.
9 is Little Caesars.
They love
8
Jesus. It can't be that bad.
Right. 8
Okay.
is Smash Burger, which we don't even have those around here, do we?
Didn't we just get? Oh wait, you
That's
got
a food truck. They just put Smash Burger, but it's actually called
Oh,
Love's Burgers or something.
so good.
Yeah, they were good. Then McDonald's at 7, Quiznos at 6,
Okay.
KFC 5, Dairy Queen at 4, and I like Dairy Queen too.
Sad.
I used to work
that
there.
hurts right here.
I used to
Yeah.
work there. Taco Bell
I couldn't
3.
get the swirl thingy.
We do Taco Bell more than we should, which if you do it at all, you're doing it more than you should. And we do
But
it-
you know,
but
it's
we-
almost like, you know what happens a lot after the show.
yeah, it's like, hey,
We're
let's go
just
get Taco
spent.
Bell.
It's like, you know, how can we abuse ourselves some more?
But the thing is, Taco Bell used to be able to
That
abuse
Wrap
yourself.
crunch thing, it's everything.
You used to be able to abuse yourself at Taco Bell pretty cheaply. Now it's expensive. I spent $17 last time we
Oh
went
my
and got Taco
gosh.
Bell.
And if you need a poo,
17.
you're golden.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Didn't want to go there. Number 2 is Sonic. And
Speaking
number
of
1,
number 2,
and number,
sorry.
haven't you missed Shelley? I mean, we've all missed Shelley.
Oh,
So Wendy's is the number 1 most unhealthy fast
that
food
was the
place.
best. That was when they still, I don't know if they do it now, the microphones. And so we would close, we would karaoke on the microphones. And then they threatened to fire
old
me.
They threatened to fight for karaoke.
No, because every once in a while my tills would, and I was like the math queen, right? So I could make change. And so then they figured out that the manager was skimming money.
So the manager was going to fire you, and he was the one doing it.
And they realized, yeah, where the money was headed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Taco
Usually
time.
how's it go?
Oh, those deep fried burritos.
Oh, those are so good.
My
Is that
gosh.
still over in Beaverton, that Taco Time?
Oh, yeah.
We used to
We
run
should
across
go.
from Beaverton High School, where I
Yep.
went to school. We used to run across during lunch. Like, they wouldn't let you do it, leave campus till you're like a senior, I
Right.
think. And then we would zip over there to get Taco Time with our little lunch money pennies
Mhm.
that we had, which usually it wasn't enough really to buy that much.
But that's not that close to Beaverton High.
Yeah, it is.
The one that
It's
it's down like on Hall and Woodley, that street.
yeah, well,
that
you know
one?
where Farmington is,
Bliddy?
right? You cross
Yeah.
Farmington, and it's right there, right across Farmington.
Oh,
the
I'm
back
thinking
side of it is.
Of the one by the library, the newer library.
No.
Okay.
Well, you know where the battery exchange is? Do you remember where the
Like I would
drive? Do
know.
you remember where the drive-through Alpenrose used to be?
Not a clue.
Oh my gosh, it was right there. But
You are
anyway,
aging yourself.
no, seriously, we used to get a load of this.
Baconator.
We had a, what would you call it? I guess a farm, right?
Mhm.
Alpenrose is a farm,
Yeah.
right? In the Portland area. And they produce ice cream, milk, any sort of milk
This one.
products, right? Well, they had a drive-through back in the day.
Yes. And they had been in Hillsboro.
And a covered area drive-through, right? It was
You
open
could
on
order
both,
your
like a
milk
car
and your-
wash,
yeah.
like a car wash.
Yeah.
And you drive your car through, and they had on both sides, they had like these glass cases,
Mhm.
doors, and they'd have ice cream and milk
Uh-huh.
and chocolate milk and all this kind of stuff. And you could go in there and order your milk, and then drive
Nice.
home. And they got rid of it, of course, because that's old fashioned.
Remember Wigwam?
Yes.
Look.
David. Beaverton High School is where my late wife went to high school. Her dad ran the Wigwam sporting goods stores.
How fun is
Oh
that?
my gosh.
What year did you graduate?
Talk about cultural appropriation was Wigwam.
Well, my
Had
mom
little
was
Indian
Native
teepees.
American. She didn't care.
Of course she didn't.
She was squaw.
The only people that care are outraged white people.
They need a hobby.
They're the only
other
people
than
that care about stuff.
Yikes.
What is it? Arthur Royce says these two poison themselves. Oh, I guess he's talking about Taco Bell and stuff. It's not like we go there every night.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's like occasionally, but I'm just
Well,
saying.
especially when I was, I go like I'll have a week of just horrible fibromyalgia, and then I'll be fine. And like we've got, I don't know, 6 frozen meals now. I cooked and baked in Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. So we're not going out to eat. I was like, we spent way too much money last week.
That's what he
eating
said
out.
right
I was
before.
like,
And I just order Walmart stuff and they bring it to me. And I went through, I pressure cooked and cut up over 8 cups of chicken breast for the meals. So
it was good eats. It was really good.
Oh,
Look at this chicken cordon
I was just
bleu
gonna say that one.
casserole thing.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
And it smelled so good.
It did. And it tasted good too.
Yeah.
So, what else?
That'll be a staple. I'm just trying to experiment with new.
Yeah, I
You
can't.
can only have chicken so many ways, and then you're just like, ugh.
We had T-bone steaks last night, which I cooked.
You did.
Those were good. But now let's talk a little art, Shelley. Enough about all this
Man,
food
now
and
I'm
saturated
hungry.
fats. I know.
I was just gonna say that the beef, though, we bought a side of beef, and it is so gamey.
She doesn't like the flavor from the fat is a little it is gamey.
It's gamier than like the venison and stuff I used when my dad would go hunting.
But I got used to it.
maybe
She
next
never
one.
did. I got used to it.
No, I
She
can
never
smell
did.
it for days after he's cooked and it's in the house, and I'm like,
Blah.
ugh.
Well, let's talk about art instead of food then.
Jean-Baptiste Monge.
Now, I discovered Jean-Baptiste Monge.
Monge.
He lives in Canada now, so I guess he's French-Canadian. But
Okay, so who is that guy?
we're going to show you. I discovered him at Stuart Ing's.
Ming.
I went in at San Diego. Stuart always has a very big booth full of art books and so forth. And I discovered him there and became a huge fan. I thought it's time for me to share him with you guys.
Sorry,
He does a lot of fantasy.
Oh, that's cute.
Like elves and trolls and
That is
type
so
of stuff.
cute. See? How cute is that?
But he's really, really good. This, I believe, is watercolor. Now he's doing a lot of digital stuff now, but he started in the 90s.
Gosh.
And look at over here, Guinness. Is that a
Mhm.
little beer on there or whatever it is? This is the cover to one of his books. He has 2 books. We'll get to that in a
That is
little bit.
amazing.
But he is proficient in watercolor and oils as well. And now, like I said, he's even doing digital stuff. So,
Wow.
but look at the detail and all the,
the highlights are amazing.
yeah.
Is that what
I
I'm
just-
saying?
Well, I don't know. You're talking about the bright stuff or the, what are you
All I
talking-
can think about is David Williams and his whiteout pen
Mm.
thing.
yeah. How he,
Like here. And
oh yeah. The dropping in the
spots,
highlights and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. To round it out, to give it a 3-dimensional form.
Mhm.
All right. So there's a little elf dude. He's a little cute, little
He's so
pointy
cute.
ears. Maybe he's an accountant. No.
If he is, he's a drunk one.
He's a drunk accountant. Look at this. Isn't this sweet? Now, this is an
That
oil
reminds me
painting.
of a picture we got today.
Yeah, he looks like our grandson. But
Again,
isn't
the
that
use
so
of
cute?
highlights and stuff is really good.
His little elf hat and his little elf ears, and his little baby chub. I said this. He said this was an oil. As I look at this closer, I'm not 100% convinced it is. He's using it pretty thin if it is, but it may be. Feels like watercolor to me, but maybe not. Maybe not. Look at this fun little guy here.
Oh, that's so you.
Now
Wait, does he have
this,
3 legs?
it does appear that way, doesn't it?
Ew.
Yes, so it's like being gross.
It's not cute anymore.
This feels
That's
a little
weird.
digital to me. I'm almost positive that's digital. But
Hey,
the
Daniel.
drawing is still, I just, the guy draws really, really well, and he really has command of his medium. He's 55 years old, so he's younger than me, which pisses me off.
Just a little bit.
But he's originally from France, and you can get his books. You ever go to French Amazon?
No.
You never go to Amazon like France?
Why?
So you can get like French stuff.
I can get French stuff on ours. And I have.
Well, if you want like books that are printed in French,
Francais?
you have to go to Amazon France. And I actually
Oh.
picked up one of his books on Amazon France.
Nice.
Here's another one that I thought was cute.
Oh, that's cute.
And I think this might be digital as well.
2 feet.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
good.
pretty sure it's digital as well. So some of his newer stuff is digital because I saw he did a video, a process video, and it was all, Photoshop and stuff.
Just open in the new tab. Okay. So I tried to get Aaron to open them all up at once, but then you can kind of see he likes to, have that.
It's a little too complicated.
Well, I mean, you don't want him to get a head start.
Yeah, and then you see stuff that, but yeah, unfortunately, some of these, these are all, of course, internet images, so you never know how much you can actually blow them up before they start losing their detail and get fuzzy. Okay, now this is an oil painting, and I absolutely love this.
I could have called that one. So when we met, Aaron had a pet pig.
I did.
I didn't like it at all.
She didn't. That actually, you know what? I take that back. That might be digital too. I'm looking at the work on this pig, and it looks digital. In fact, I'm almost positive that's digital now, but still, I forgive him. It's still really well done. Well, that looks like it could be watercolory. I don't know. Look at this little dude with his pipe driving the wagon, and that's booze. So they're running around, these elves, and the pig's got a little barrel of booze underneath him, like a Saint Bernard. Yeah, I don't know. He does character design for animation, stuff like that. But what's the market like for elves and troll prints? Because if I found there was a market for it, that's all I'd be drawing.
Right.
But I haven't found that market yet. See, now here's another guy.
Gosh.
Here's another one. Now this is an older one, I think. So I'm almost positive this is, as they say, I just find it interesting when people call artwork analog, because to separate it from digital, like somehow they're getting a brush and paints and putting it on paper is an analog.
Right.
But that's what this feels like. This is an actual painting. In fact, I'm positive it is. His book, Celtic Fairies, The Secret Kingdom. Yeah, I've got it.
Nice.
That's, of course, I assume that's Kenneth Roquefort. If you guys are not aware, you want to get over to Indiegogo and back Groken 3, which is now live on Indiegogo. Going
like crazy.
I'm almost positive. Yeah, that's paint. That's not digital. But I love this piece. I love the expressiveness that he gives his characters. And I mean, I'll buy any subject matter if I think it's well done.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this is pretty darn well done. Now here's somebody got a pencil drawing from the dude, which I thought was really cool. And I'm like, how do I get one of these? It's on Comic Art Fans that this was posted. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
All these guys that have this sort of, and Kenneth, speaking of Kenneth, it's, I really appreciate guys that sort of, when they design stuff and come up with new characters and new civilizations and that kind of stuff, world building, they kind of think outside the box. Kenneth is one of those guys that does that. So you're always seeing something you're not expecting. Where I'm more of a traditionalist, and it's kind of like, I'm not going to draw something that necessarily you go, I've never seen anything like that before. I just try to, to rip off other people, but just do it really well.
Just do it really well.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was pretty cool. Now here's some of his character design stuff. This was for a Sony project that did
cute.
not. This is an animation project that did not
Yeah.
go anywhere. But
That looks like doodles we have all over the house.
Yeah.
Every piece of paper.
my mom's always, why do you draw these ugly old men all the time? And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, I'm not the only one who likes drawing them, apparently.
Especially these up in the corner, in the right corner.
Yeah, exactly. This is totally
Big
I get it.
noses
Yeah.
or these hands.
Look at
Yeah.
this guy. This just cracks me up. This guy right here.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, but he's got 4 feet. That's even worse.
yeah, that gets. See, I would never go that route. I always keep it at 2. 4 feet would make me uncomfortable. But I guess he's a bug, so I guess he's
Oh,
playing off
there you
that
go.
sort of thing. And these are kind of fun here too. And this is
Oh my gosh.
this was, I believe, same project that never materialized. But I think
That's
this
too
is
bad.
interesting because it shows the diversity in terms of subject matter. I mean, look at this is very sort of Pixar, cartoony, you know, where some of these guys are just sort of like creepy and ugly, but then he also goes
Mhm.
like super cartoony, super cute. This guy's no.
Yeah.
So, but he's Tasman Tisman 74. Aaron, has Shelley ever said, "Wow, that drawing isn't so hot. Why don't you fix it?" She has sort of like, you can tell she walks in and goes, "Oh, that's nice," you know, and you're
I'll
kind of
go,
like,
"Oh."
yeah, she doesn't like that. Something's not going right here. But she doesn't really come out and
Mm-mm.
you know, like say, I mean, she
That really
has
sucks. Go get a
on occasion
job.
she has said, you know, she would say, I should put it this way. She would say, that arm looks short to me, or something like that. But she
But
doesn't
for the
really,
longest time, I've learned a lot because I have like zero art background. So I'd be like, all right. But now I've learned I'll look at stuff like I see on Twitter and I
now
go,
she's like turning into a critic.
is that
Yeah.
arm too short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry, it reminds me a lot of Bakshi's Hobbit and Lord of the Rings work, which most of that prelim and character design stuff is done by Mike Plug.
Oh, I didn't
Just
know
in
that.
case you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Now here's the book that Kenneth was talking about. Just so you guys, if you want to find it, I believe I got the French edition.
Really?
Well, Stuart went over to France and actually bought these, and so,
Wow.
but they still weren't bad. I think it was only like $40 or something like that. I don't know if it's signed or not. I can't remember.
Where would it be? We only have a few bookcases.
No,
of them.
it's like on the fourth. They're all in alphabetical order. So he's like Monge. So you find the M's, you'll find it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Linedecker.
And then I also picked up this book, which is a smaller book. So yeah, but after Linedecker.
Yeah.
That features our little drunken elf guy and this other dude here too. But this is a great book as well. I don't disagree with you, Art of Roy. In fact, I always feel that you have to kind of find that sort of charm, even when you're doing ugly characters. But a lot of times, what you'll find is you'll get these character designers come in and they'll do these sort of extreme examples. Peter DeSav is another one. They'll do these extreme character designs, and then the animators will come in and sort of soften them up a little bit, use them as a base design, but then go ahead and soften. Did you find it?
You have 3.
Yeah. What are the 3? What are they called?
You have Celtic fairies.
Celtic fairies. Come on,
Okay,
Shelley.
sorry. Carney de Riqui archives.
Let me see that.
Fairies.
Let me see that one, because the other one I just showed the other 2.
Okay, there's that.
So then I just picked this one up. Carnet de. How do you say that? You're French.
No, I'm not. And then there's this one.
Yeah, I just showed that one.
Oh.
So we got that covered. So this is the one that I didn't have a scan of. Now this, I believe this is all in French. Now this one I might have ordered. Oh, okay. I thought I had a drawing in there. Yeah, I paid $60 for
This
this,
is all in French.
but it's an import. You know. Yeah, these are the French editions that he picked up in France. Stuart Ing did, and then brought back. This little dragon there. So, but again, these guys, you can.
Let me take it.
you can Google these guys, and the artwork will come up, and you guys can download. There's got to be some decent images, high res images that you can get, and so there you go. There's Jean-Baptiste Monge. So going across the pond, but like I said, he now resides in Canada.
Oh, uh-huh.
So
Awesome.
There you go. You Canadians might track him down. I saw some pictures of him on the interwebs at a show, but I have no idea what show it was because it didn't say. But I was like, wow, I want to go to that show and get a Monge sketch.
Nice.
But I don't know what show it was. But I would assume if he lives in Canada now, he's probably doing Canadian shows, right?
Maybe.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. And let's see here.
Let's see if Sammy.
Croquois. Everybody's pronouncing the French now. Michael Bancroft, all the way from Australia, says carne de croquis. That probably is swearing, and I don't even know what that means. Carne de croquis. There's a joke in there someplace. I know it.
They're at the gala. Looks like our girl got some sunshine in France, in Texas.
Is that Olivia? Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Paul Taylor says Canada, Earth's mightiest nation before Trudeau. Yeah, well, the good old days, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to do like, AB after Biden and AT after Trudeau?
It.
Yeah, exactly. My sketchbook 340 says, hey, I hope you guys are having a God-blessed day. So far, so good. We got to see the grandson, and it was a lot of fun. So.
And he's starting to smile, and he loves his Nana.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see if I can. There he is.
Oh
my gosh!
That's right. We're going getting out the billfold and showing him.
He loves his Nana.
All right,
I had
Shelley,
all sorts of giggles and things today.
Here's
nice. The thing.
I promised we talk about cars. We're going to talk about cars.
Okay.
Because this is an eclectic show. It's like it's a variety show, really.
It is.
And
we just don't have a musical number.
That's right. Not yet. I'm not saying we won't ever.
Never.
We tried to show you tap dancing. We used to do that all the time, remember? And then we got dinged because of the music.
Yeah.
We've
shown me tap dancing once.
We showed you tap dancing back in the old days. We showed it many times on this show. Many times.
Lopez is smoking stuff.
It was our go-to. Oh, let's look at Shelley perform.
No, yes. It was. Oh my gosh.
We showed it several times. Because I got dinged several times.
Bickersons are back.
All right. Okay. Now you've pushed me too far. This is Shelley.
So nearly perfect. If you only had a living brain.
That's right. If
I would never let you show me tap dancing that many times.
You didn't. Yeah. How many times do you think I showed Nosferatu coming out of the coffin? You never wanted that either, but I did it all the time.
Oh, but
you can't control what
that
buttons
I'm used to
I
now.
hit.
But that one alien one you did.
Oh, the alien with his dangler.
When Samedi was on. Yeah.
He was running around with his dangler hanging out.
That one made. Oh, you're dead to me, Lopez.
You can't even look at the screen when I do that.
But no, that was one where I had to push back. So I was like, what the?
He was running through the parking lot, and yeah, it was good times. Okay, so let's take a look at my top 5, Shelley. Let's do
top
it.
5 what? Oh, cars.
To find out.
Oh, sorry.
Rehearsals on Saturday. Turn in. All right.
Here, we're still fighting over the tap dancing.
Okay,
so
here's the thing. I don't really know a lot about cars. I'm not a car guy. But what do they say about art? I don't know anything about art, but I know what I like.
Oh, there you go.
So here are my top 5 cars that I'm sure you guys will be outraged by. Some of them, maybe not, because some of them are classics. I think they are.
Oh, okay.
But I know that you vary year to year, and a car that can go from being worth practically nothing to being worth a fortune if you get the right year. And they could be just like 1 year after, like a.
And I noticed cars only
that
because my dad was in the car business for most of my life.
But you're not really a car expert either, though.
Not an expert, but I notice cars and I notice, I notice brands and kind of thing.
More so than I do.
Oh yeah.
I
notice a
know
lot
few
of things that you don't.
I'm not exactly the most observant
No.
person in the world. Okay, so number 5, Shelley, on the
Mhm.
list of my favorite cars that I've never owned, but I would love to have owned one of them. I don't know that I
At
ever
some
will,
point, no.
but here we go. I'm sorry,
Okay,
I'm
you
still
ready?
clicking. Here we go.
Okay, okay.
All right, this is a 1956 Chevy Bel Air. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think it's the 57 that's actually worth a buttload of money, not the 56. But my parents had a yellow, this exact car, but yellow convertible.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, and you didn't save it? Like, why would we have saved it? You know, of course, you're in 1956, newly married. Why the heck would you be
Right.
worried about stuff like
Right.
that? But it was in my family, but it never made it to me. But I love these.
Yeah.
And wouldn't mind having one, but they don't give them away, Shelley. Not, at least I'm not aware of.
Yeah. Unless you can find one in a barn, but then you got to fix it up.
Spaceman's all over that one. Now, wait a minute. Is Rachel, what kind of a face is that, Rachel? What are you telling me? I thought it was an angry face, but it seems to be an indifferent face.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You make glasses.
Yeah. She might be talking about Truffaut, though. So Old Dirty Fatty says, this is still cool, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Passmaster Dan, he's a resident mechanic. It's the swoop on the side, Aaron, changes the next year to a flat line. So the 57 is the one that's worth more than the 56. Is that correct then?
Rachel says it's a sad face.
Oh, they must be about Trudeau then. Let's see. Number one's going to be a Pinto. No.
Oh,
or a gremlin.
gosh.
Remember those gremlins?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. It's one of the cars in the Karate Kid. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Grey Wolf Graphics says, Aaron, my dad had a Bel Air exactly like that. Bumblebees had built a nest between the radiator and the heater core, and he had to get rid of them.
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh. Yeah, that's funny. Those cars sit sometimes, and then by the time you go, I'm going to remodel this, and you open it up, and there's raccoons restore it. I'm sorry, what did I say? Remodel? Yeah. Here we go. My sketchbook 340. The 57 is the most famous, but cars like this are only worth big bucks when restored by a pro. It has to be done down to the bolts that were on an original. That's the thing I never really understood about cars, right? It's like if you take a comic book and restore it, it's worth less. You take a car and restore it, it's worth more because but I guess if you're using the actual parts,
right? Just say if you're using the parts that were originally in it,
right?
Yeah.
Then it's okay. All right. All right. So anyway, that's my number 5. I really love these. And like I said, I'm stuck on the 56.
These are the ones like they used to race, like in Greece and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Down on, what do they call it? Not Murderer's Row. What was it? Where were they raced for pink slips? What was the name of that?
On Greece?
Yeah. It was called.
No idea. I can't believe
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, Leg Kick says that Howard Hughes had a 56 Chevy Bel Air. He would pick up starlets in it. My dad worked for him when he was involved in the Glomar Explorer. Wow, how about that? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Cool.
See, you start bringing up cars and people go nuts. Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, yep.
Okay, now here's another one that may be questionable in terms of value.
Not even.
No. I'll tell you. Okay.
Talking about the year.
Number 4. Okay, so this right here, this picture right here is a 65 Mustang. But is my understanding is it the 67 Mustang that's actually worth the big bucks and not the 65? But isn't this what you had, or did you have it?
No, my brother had, what did I say, 65 and a half?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you?
The back was different.
Oh, okay.
And his was convertible.
Right. Well, the convertibles.
But it was red with a white top.
The convertibles are always worth more money, but it's so hard to keep that top in shape, right? To be getting that done all the time. A car is kind of worthless if you can't drive it and feel the classic in action.
True.
I agree. But, you stick, some of these cars after they're, now I wanted to say refurbed. What do you want to call them?
Well, no, refurb would work,
okay.
I guess.
Like some of these guys pay $100,000 for like these cars, and it's like I'd be scared to death to drive it.
Right.
But you're right. What good is if you can't like take it out on the road once in a while?
Yeah. But I remember like, I liked my Mustang, but when my brother got his for his 16th birthday, we were like, oh, he has the cool body. We had like restored is the word we're looking for. We had like the big Bertha body on ours.
I don't know.
Topical now.
Honestly, the Mustang is one of the cars that I think, even though they keep redoing it as the years go by, it always looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take your pick. It just happened to be that for some reason, when I was in high school, a 65 Mustang was like the thing. And I don't know particularly why. Like I said, I'm not big into understanding, the engine size and things like that and the horsepower. I just kind of like the look of it. So, and I could fit easily at 6'2" and a quarter. I got to give that 1/4 inch in there.
You're shrinking, right?
No.
Oh,
I've
no.
always been 6'2" and a quarter.
I'm shrinking in height.
When I go to 6'2", then I'll be shrinking.
Oh, okay.
But I would fit into the Mustang and I'd fit into the Bel Air comfortably. And I think this next car will fit into as well. Let's see what Jeff Potts has to say first. Though I used to know a guy in high school who had one of those Mustangs that he completely restored himself. His head just about exploded when someone dented his door. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. Yeah,
my dad was not pleased when somebody hit. But that's twice now that my cars have been hit in a parking lot with me not in it.
Well, at least you weren't in it.
And we have been waiting now months and months and months for, what is it, USAA?
Oh my gosh, they're the worst.
So somebody hit my car when I was at physical therapy, shocker, in the summer and then left. So hit and run. Somebody got her license plate. So I called the police and the police asked if I wanted them arrested. And she said, but I'll let you know that she's 83. And I was like, no, I don't want her to have a heart attack because she's getting arrested.
I grabbed the phone. I said, not only do I want you to arrest her, I want you to rough her up, wrestle her to the ground and cuff her. That's what I want.
But yeah, we've been waiting for the approval from her insurance. And it's not even that big of a deal.
No, it's very small.
Not even $2,000.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Jerry says, most of these older classics look great, but drive and ride like crap, which is true. Mm-hmm. We take modern steering and suspension for granted. That is a fact, but that's why you're buying them, is because they look cool.
Well, and yeah, you've got something that not very many people have right now.
Especially if it's nice condition.
Right.
Spaceman says the Bullet Mustang is a 67, right? I believe that is true. And that's probably why the 67 is more desirable. That's the Steve McQueen movie.
Because it has a connection to that.
Right. Here we go. Dad had a 67, but someone put a large racing slick tires on the back and they'd rub the fender wheels every time he hit a bump. Ugh. He got rid of it when I was 13 and never bought another stick shift car. Remember that they used to be stick shift. We had to learn how to drive on a stick.
My dad made me take my driver's license test with a stick shift because he was a Ford dealer. So we never knew what kind of cars we would have. So he said I had to make sure that I could drive everything. But I didn't.
David says Bullet was in 1968. Okay, there we go. All right. So Shelley, that's are we still on the Mustang?
Yeah, I think that was number 4.
Yeah, okay. So here's number 3.
I'm looking for it.
Oh,
this is a chick magnet.
This is another one, though, that I think the year is off by 1 year for super value. This is 68 Camaro, and I believe the 67 Camaro is the one that everybody wants, right?
And that's almost the body type of the Mustang I had.
I love these. In fact, I was at a used car lot, and when I was 16 years old, we used to do that. Me and one of my high school buddies, we'd go to used car lots and just look at, because you could get these, and they had a 68 Camaro with a white vinyl top. It wasn't a convertible.
Yeah.
But they wanted, are you ready?
$700.
No, it was $2,000.
Oh.
But
yeah.
And the guy was really, go get into your bank account and get that money out, kid, and this is a hot deal and all this kind of crap.
You get all the chicks.
Yeah. I love Camaros. Now I had a Pontiac Le Mans, which was kind of like a poor man's cool car.
I have no idea what that looks like.
It was kind of metallic grain, so it wasn't that cool, but it was kind of sporty. Nice. The Le Mans was kind of sporty, but this is the one I wanted, was a 68. But like I said, I think it's the 67 that's actually worth bigger bucks.
You guys love all the car stuff.
Well, these guys know their stuff.
I'm impressed.
Rachel Brinkley says, what did she say? She said, she must be joking. She says, I like the 1975 Chevy Vega. Yeah. Those Vegas. Whew,
Le Mans.
sweet. Yeah, Jeff Potts right. The Le Mans was a nice looking car. It was, but it wasn't this cool.
Well, and they're cool when they're bringing them back with that kind of body style.
Mm-hmm,
like what did we have a Camaro when we rented one in Hawaii?
Yes, we did. Shelley's like, get the expensive car, and I'm like, whatever.
Well, I knew I'd be driving it because I don't like the way he drives, and not that I'm a control freak or anything.
No, I just was like, I go, if we're getting a Camaro, I said, I'm not being responsible for this. You're driving it because I don't want.
And it was a convertible. I could have driven
nice.
that thing naked. I would have been happy.
Well, I just kicked my feet up and
he had
I enjoyed
a hoodie on. He was like, no sun.
That's right. I didn't want to fry myself. But I let her drive that Camaro.
So
it wasn't a 68 Camaro though, or I would.
No, it was a newer one, but that's what I'm saying. They're bringing back that body style.
Right. It was very cool looking.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, we'll watch replay for Benny. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for the $2. Thanks for joining us.
And
appreciate it, man.
We got a Billy.
Ooh.
A Billy.
Tooch is a car and motorcycle guy. He says, hi guys, I had a 73 Camaro. Oh, those are nice. I love this. I love that car. My favorite is the 1971 Pontiac Firebird Formula 400. Stay salty. Indeed, I shall. When did they go to the fiberglass bodies on those? Because it was like,
I know you could say any year and I'd be all right.
Because it was the late 70s.
Hi, baby.
Because remember the Firebirds? What were the Trans Am? That's what I'm thinking of. They had the big paint of the Firebird on the hood. Oh, those were cool. But I think they started in like the Corvettes too. They started making fiberglass bodies, and we were all like, "You spent that much on a car?" But you get in a car accident, you're totaled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they probably took more gas. Like I said, that started when gas got really expensive.
Yes,
I can remember sitting in line at gas stations waiting for gas to get delivered so we could actually get some. But I can also remember my mom saying 30 cents a gallon. Yeah. They expect me to pay 30 cents a gallon.
Yeah, that was the Jimmy Carter days. Yeehaw. Wow. Oh, hey, you guys, be also aware that Billy has a She 30th Anniversary Original Art Edition on Indiegogo right now. I think it's at the printers. So get in there and get that quick before he might even be shipping those things out. I think he's posted a picture of Deb.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they did.
Shipping, yeah.
Wait, Shelley's here? Yes, Jimmy.
Watching TV.
I'm here.
Yeah, I drug her in. We had to buy her a White Claw, but
I drank a White Claw, but I could only have one. Remember the days when I'd just pound those suckers? But no, we saw a grandchild today, and I'm on my last leg.
But she said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going for it today. And so we're happy to have you.
Well, thanks.
Okay, now these are getting out of my price. Oh, like any of those are in my price range.
Oh, that's like a James Bond kind of looking fancy car.
Now there's a lot of really cool Corvettes. In fact, I'll take any Corvette. But again, I liked the 70s Corvettes, like the body style, but they were like the fiberglass ones, which always made me kind of nerd. Like I was ever going to have one anyway. Right. But I always dug these like 1963 Corvettes. I thought were cool. Now I would never fit in that car.
Well, if it's a convertible, and then you'd be like this.
That's true. I'd be on the top of my head would, like that. But yeah, I really like these. This Ferris Comet says a Stingray, right?
Very nice.
Yeah. What was this? My brother had a yellow 1969 Firebird that fell off the trailer while he was driving it to California.
Oh, I bet he said some bad words.
I'll bet he did. 63 split window. Okay. Split window in the 63 only. What does that mean exactly?
Look it up.
I'm looking. I would think that. Are you talking about the little corner window right there? Is that what they call a split window? These little side corner?
I don't know.
See, we're not like, I mean, like I said, I know what I like, but I don't really know that much about them. Split window in the rear. Okay. Well, I still don't. Why would it be split though? I mean, I see there's a. What am I looking at there? Oh, now I got to get a shot from behind so I can actually see what that looks like.
Working
Oh,
on
I see.
it.
You can see the center bar in the window. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
got you now. All right. So that's my number 2. And now, Shelley, what do you think the number 1 is?
Dart.
My daughter's Dart. No.
Volkswagen Bug.
Yes. Van. Volkswagen van.
Batmobile.
All these are the same color, either light blue or red.
Oh, yeah. They're in the split window.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Here we go. That is a 57 Thunder. I was going to say 56, but it's a 57 T-Bird, Shelley.
Oh, my dad had one.
Oh, I love these.
It was the only thing he did was drive him in parades.
Well, that's
Yeah.
I never drove them anywhere. So at least, your dad was in parades and got to drive it. So here's the thing. I was over at Les Schwab, which it's a Northwest tire and brake place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting my car worked on, and I walked in the parking lot. That was sitting there with the top down.
Dope.
And in Oregon, I was like, dude, what if it starts raining? It was cloudy. And I was like, if it starts raining. And there was like his stuff was laying in the front seat. And I was like,
right.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that was kind of the bummer too. In the convertible,
I didn't steal it, but
you couldn't leave anything in there. So you just lock it in the trunk and
Right. Well, the problem with the older cars, and I used to have a 63 Mercury Comet that my dad restored.
Mm-hmm.
We took it down to LA, and you literally could stick your hand in between the window and that little window bar and pull the lock up. So it wasn't,
back in the days where people were honest.
Well, yeah, I got stolen. And so the next time I got it, what I had to do was, and you couldn't lock the hood. Right. So I would open up the hood before I went, parked it and wherever I was going, pulled the distributor cap loose, and then chained the hood down with a padlock. And so I'd have to come and unlock the padlock, plug the distributor cap back on, and then drive it wherever I was going to keep it from getting stolen.
Hey, baby dog.
Oh, look at this. David Blend. Growing up, I had a neighbor with 2 of those. He had a black one, and his wife's was coral pink. Holy crap.
I bet every time they drove down the road, people were like, oh, be all jealous.
The great thing about the older comics crazy Linquica.
Come here, baby.
89. The great thing about the older cars is that they can fixed by a layman. New cars are complicated. That's true. We used to pop that hood up, and it was like there was so much room in there. You could get in there and get at anything you needed to get at and fix it.
Now it's a computer chip that's $500, and
because
but now you can go in and they'll plug it in and tell you, but it still doesn't help you because it's
man. It wouldn't do anything for us. I had a thermostat in my truck replaced, and I had to take out the whole side panel and go in underneath the wheel, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" But yeah, I used to work on my own car. We used to change our own oil and all that kind of stuff. It was easy. Yeah. Well, I didn't do anything too drastic, but I did, it was easy to get at.
Hey, baby.
You could change your spark plugs because it was just get out the socket wrench and
I did on the lawnmower. That's it. That's the only time.
You did what on a
lawnmower?
Wow. Look at you.
I know. Look at me. The spoiled girl. But I was in charge of the yard. Me and my dad. So.
What does it say here? It says Larry Hagman had a new GTO every season of I Dream of Jeannie. Oh yeah. I wasn't looking at the car. I got an old
Jimmy.
I got an old 40-year-old VW. It will outlast anything made today. Well, anything 40 years old will probably outlast anything made today. That's for sure. Yeah. My cousin's first car at 16 was a 57 Chevy friggin' only child. Oh, that's so nice. All righty.
Very cool.
We're 370 strong right now. You guys, please hit the like. Hit the like and subscribe if you would, please. It helps the channel grow and helps me to provide you with more close to entertaining content as we try to do.
We're working on it. We're getting
so close. So anyway, we're going to take a look at some artwork, some more artwork, my artwork now.
Okay.
And because I can't really get into my flat file, I can get into my flat files. The problem is I'm showing splash pages from past series I've worked on. And most of them are sold.
because you should have
So-
married better.
so
You
I've
could
got
have
to-
kept your artwork.
I got to dig. Well, I kept some. Kept enough of it. Believe me,
Okay. You could Google.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I've got, what do I got? 4 or 5 flat files. So it's full
Yeah,
of artwork.
we got some paper.
Yeah, I got artwork in here.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that you've sold because at the time, okay, we were talking about this today, just how broke we were. Because like they've already taken the baby to the beach. They're going camping next weekend. You know, and we're like, did we do anything? We're like, no, we didn't have any money when Josh was an infant.
No,
You know,
true.
we
And I
just
said, we
bought
still
a house.
don't have any money.
Right now. And then we're like, unlike today where we still don't have any.
but I have enough to
um,
buy old comics, and that's all that
That's
really
all
matters.
that really matters.
Okay,
All right.
Shelley, let's do it.
Well, you do that. There he is. Okay, guys, enjoy the rest. I'm pulling the plug.
She said, "White
Dax
Claw."
talking to me.
Had
Have a
your
good
banana
evening.
muffin.
Yeah, I still got my muffin.
You're ready to rock and roll.
um,
Well,
yeah.
Shelley, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thanks, son. And thanks, you
And,
guys.
the show
Miss you
is
guys.
at least a little bit better when you're here.
Marginal.
Not 50 times better, but it's better.
49. I'll give you 49.
Okay, maybe
All right.
on a good day.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Come on, baby boy. Come on, Husker. Oh.
Okay. All righty. It's just me and you now. Okay. So I think Shelley knows that cryptids are coming up. And that always freaks her out. So she heads for the exit. But we're not there yet. Let's take a look at some of my splash pages from my run on Ms. Marvel. Yes, I did a run on Ms. Marvel before she was Captain Marvel. And now that before everybody hated her, when everybody used to love Ms. Marvel, that's when I worked on her. Boy, that didn't sound good, did it? The funny, there's a couple of splash pages I wanted to share, but I couldn't find them on the internet. So I know they're out there, but or scans of them should be. But she fought with Power Man. It was kind of her love interest for a while when I was working on the book. She fought with him a lot. He was like possessed by some a MODOK, I think, was mind controlling him. So we got a couple of splash pages where Ms. Marvel's getting roughed up a little bit by Power Man. The good old days you could punch a woman and get away with it. No, I'm just kidding. That's never a good old day when you do that. But anyway, you could with the superheroes. Now, the interesting thing about this splash page here is whenever you do a splash page and the hero of the book, in this case, it was Ms. Marvel. I mean, nobody cares about Power Man, right? So you're like, okay, well, Power Man's punching Ms. Marvel. So somehow I have to feature Ms. Marvel in this, but I want it to be a good shot. And so this is not exactly a great pose for someone just getting punched by Power Man, but it was me kind of finagling it around and going, okay, how can I do a nice sort of pinup shot of Ms. Marvel without her sprawled over and looking all, beat to hell. So this was my solution. Not a great solution, but that, if you look at it and go, she looks more like she's posing than she's getting punched. That is the reason why. Yeah, he punched her in the back tattoo. I'm with Eric Hutful says Power Man is Luke Cage. I prefer Luke Cage Hero for Hire, actually. I thought that was kind of cool. Some people think it made him look less heroic by taking money, but it's like, how do these guys make a living? You're a superhero. Why not charge for your services? I don't know. Oh, what did I say? Wonder Man. I apologize. I said Power Man. I meant Wonder Man. Here we go. Paul's chastising me, but at least he's giving me $10 to do it. Thank you, Paul. He said, Wonder Man, Simon Williams, Power Man was the first an Avengers villain in Masters of Evil, then Luke Cage. Yeah. Okay. I knew that, but I was using the wrong. Yes, I apologize, but thank you for the $10. Sucker. Smacked her in the tramp stamp, says Daniel Russell. What else we got here? I've got like a series of, now look at this. This is more of Wonder Man roughing up Ms. Marvel. This fight scene went on for a couple of issues. But see right here, look at MODOK back there. My favorite villain, or one of my top two anyway. Kill her. Kill Ms. Marvel. Yeah, MODOK, baby. So this was better because they're engaging in rather than him just punching her. So it was easier to come up with a good splash page here. Skull Eater says that wouldn't get past the censors today. Probably not. Now, if she was choking him out, excuse me, it probably would, but not the other way around. David Lennon, sensing a theme. Were you angry at Shelley in those days? I didn't write the scripts, man. This is Brian Reed. I actually did a really fine job writing this book, by the way. I just don't think anybody cared. You know, it's like, okay, we had an issue where Ms. Marvel punched Iron Man, and then, you know, people punched Ms. Marvel, and didn't care if it was a super villain or, you know, villainess or villain. He's like, you know, you're getting rocked. And so, yes, Graviton. That's a couple of my favorite issues. Oh, no. You're thinking Graviton. I'm thinking of Count Nefarious, who looked a lot like Graviton. I think they were brothers. No, that's not true. I do not in any way, shape, or form. Okay, but I want you guys to know it wasn't always, you know, fighting between these two characters. There was a little romance. I'm going to do a splash page of them kissing. How romantic. I can't remember exactly, because I know that Wonder Man was like, you know, had the hots for Ms. Marvel forever, and she finally came to realize, oh, Simon, I love you too. David wants to know when this was. This would have been in the 2000s. It was after CrossGen, so it would have been 2005-ish, probably somewhere in that neighborhood. Because when I left CrossGen and went to Marvel in 2003, I did a lot of stuff. Ms. Marvel was the last thing I did for Marvel before I went to DC. So it might have been 2007. Somewhere in that neighborhood, because I did X-Men for a while, Excalibur, Planet Hulk, bunch of miniseries, different things in there, and then Ms. Marvel were the three big things that I did. Because I think I was at Marvel for about 5 years before I jumped over to DC. 40% says that these covers. Aaron, were you talking to my ex? Is that how you guys rock 'em, sock 'em robots, then you make up? I don't know. They're splash pages from the interiors, actually, not covers, though, because I wasn't doing the covers, which really ticked me off, but don't get me started on that. Okay, here's a little black and white. So actually find some scans of the original artwork floating around. This was right before the scrolls. What was that called? Where not Secret Wars. What was it called? When the scrolls were like invading, but they were impersonating the heroes and things like that. It's Power Man's, the original Power Man that was first appeared in Avengers #9 and was killed in the same issue. I believe they said for a while, I don't know if it's stuck or not, that's what they used to sort of create the something about what him went into the Vision. But then they also said the Vision was like the Golden Age Human Torch because he was an android and they turned, I don't know. They would say stuff like that. And that would be sort of like canon for a couple of years, and they'd change it when the new writer or different person came in. Yeah. Secret Invasion. Thank you guys. That is it. Yes. So this was like a Secret Invasion tie-in kind of thing. This is just about near my end, just about my end of my run. Now we did a Monster Island. I know that's a shocker on this series. And this is a cross between, was it Phoenix? Not Phoenix. Miss Marvel and, was it Phoenix? Did anybody read this book? You can tell me because I can't remember. All right, Paul Taylor's got all the answers. He says the Vision was the original Human Torch, Ultron reworked. Yes. They used Simon Williams' brain patterns for the Vision's personality. Long live Steve Englehart. There you go. There it is. Jack's got it. It's binary. That's right. And this is like this. This is one of those aliens, the Brood, but this is like the Queen, and she was like all made out of crystal or something. That's why she's clear like that. And this is on Monster Island, so you can see the little vulture type prehistoric birds back there in the volcano smoking in the background. There was a double page spread I did. These are Matt Ryan inked all of these. There's a double page spread of this that is really pretty good, but I couldn't find that either. So just have to take my word for it, or go back and revisit the issues. Believe me, they're not expensive. Let's look at a couple more. This is from the Monster Island issues 2, which was the end of my run. That's Rambu. You remember a Kirby monster from Tales to Astonish 15, I think. That's pre superhero days in 1961 or 1960-ish. And so I used some of the Kirby monsters on this Monster Island just because I wanted to draw them. And there's Carol Danvers down there, right down there, as giant Rambu is coming to step on her or whatever he was going to do. Headless Bourgeoisie says, Roy Thomas never missed an opportunity to tie a character to something from the Golden Age. Yeah. She had the Phoenix Force when she fought Juggernaut. Right. And that's how she became binary, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. We all seem to be in agreement on that. David Blinn says, I think I have always enjoyed Kirby homage better than Kirby himself. That depends, you know. I was never a big Kirby fan, but I became a acquirer of Kirby fandom later, as I really understood what he was doing and what he accomplished. And you know, that for him it wasn't necessarily about how well he drew in the sense that it was for John Buscema, but it was his storytelling and his dynamics that really, and his imagination that really made Kirby so special. Somebody said, "Do I have any?" I got MODOK pages. I'm trying to. We got back a little late from visiting the grandbaby, so it was like I was scrambling, and I did these last night, and I was going to check for some MODOK pages, but I didn't. All right, now this wasn't in Ms. Marvel, but it was. This is how I got the Ms. Marvel job. This is actually my pencils. Look how tight those pencils are. Matt Ryan inked this as well. This is the What If Avengers Disassembled. And Ms. Marvel was sort of the star of this book. And everybody liked how well I drew Ms. Marvel. So that's when they offered me the Ms. Marvel series. Now we've got the lion-faced beast. And see, I worked the title of the story Witch Hunt in here. And this is like, they're like going through the debris left of Avengers Mansion. Because if you remember, this was David Finch. I can't remember who wrote it, probably Bendis or Mark Millar, one of those two, when they did Avengers Disassembled. And this was a what if that tied in, you know, to that. The unfortunate thing about the published version of this page was that, as you can see, Ms. Marvel is looking at this rat right here. And that's why she has that expression on her face, right? So the beast is talking to her and she makes a comment to him, but then she's like sneering at this disgusting rat that's right there. Well, when they put the credits and stuff in here, they covered up the rat. So now the joke was gone. It was just her sneering face. And you couldn't really figure out why she was sneering. This This is one of my most favorite comics I ever worked on because I just about drew everybody in the Marvel Universe in this book. It was pretty amazing. I had great pages of the Vision, of Doctor Strange, the Falcon. I even worked in Iron Fist. I think I've showed that page before. Spider-Man was in it. Iron Man. I don't think Thor. Thor may be the only character that wasn't in it. I drew some X-Men in there. The Watcher was in there. Scarlet Witch, of course, was a big factor in it. Captain America. It was just, and everybody got like a few pages. Wolverine was in it. And so that was what was great. It was like Ms. Marvel kept going through this story arc and she would keep running into different heroes. And so you get, oh, here's 2 pages of Spider-Man. Here's 2 pages of Captain America was in it more than that. Quicksilver was in it. You know, just interesting little cameos and how she worked her way through the story. Mike TV Dub says, when is a woman not sneering? Or maybe it's just me. No comment. Actually, Shelley's out of the room. Okay. Rachel said she was kidding, but I don't see what she was kidding about. Zombie Chow says, this series is where I first came across your art. It was good. It was a good run. Thank you. Did you keep the #1 cover you did for Ms. Marvel? I didn't. That was Frank Cho did the cover to issue #1. And I wasn't doing Greg Horn was doing the covers when I took over, which salted me to no end, I must admit. And that's eventually why I ended up leaving Marvel, was conflict and disagreement over covers. So now I did do the cover for this comic, which was a Scarlet Witch cover. And of course I sold it like the good little capitalist that I am. I try to keep 1 page from each issue. I've kept like 3 or 4 pages from this, but not the ones you'd expect. You know, they're usually like, I kept the one that had Iron Fist on it because I'm like, I'm never going to draw Iron Fist again. And there was a couple pages at the end because Matt was working on something else. And I really coerced him into inking this when he didn't have time to do it. So he had to drop out like the last 3 or 4 pages, and I inked those. And so I kept a couple of those for myself as well. Yeah. That's right. No, that's right. I did do a Ms. Marvel zombie cover, and I sold that because she was all like decaying and stuff. It's like, bleh. I didn't want to keep that. Henry Jeremick says, Aaron, I really like your Planet Hulk. Beautiful work. So you're saying you don't like this? Is that what you're saying, Henry? I'm kind of reading between the lines there. But you know what? Thank you. I enjoyed looking back on my Marvel work. And I was actually looking back at some of my older DC stuff. It's pretty good stuff. I'm not 100% happy with the Excalibur work, but I don't know that the inker and I were a great match. And we were always trying to kind of figure out a look that we never really achieved. And I was used to Matt Ryan at that time because he'd been inking me at CrossGen. And so, you know, not having him on projects really ticked me off. So I was always constantly trying to get him, trying to get Danny Mickey. Danny, of course, was always busy inking only the most important of important books. But Danny likes my stuff. He kind of digs its old school flair, and he always like juices it up when he inks it. So I was able to talk him into inking a few things here and there, but he was really, really difficult. Like he inked some of Planet Hulk, but he couldn't stay with it. He had to quit. And he inked I did a Sunfire Apocalypse backup story in an X-Men comic that he inked that just was great. And then of course that Ultimate X-Men 1/2 issue that was released through Wizard, that was Danny that inked that as well. So whenever I can, I corral Danny Mickey to do something, but he's usually so freaking busy that, and the projects I was always working on were always sort of mid-level, and he was always on, you know, the really high-end books. And so it was like, you know, although he liked inking me, like I said, he's like, well, he's not going to leave, you know, Amazing Spider-Man or a John Romita Jr. project to come and ink me on something like this. So, but I'm really kind of thankful to get to hook back up with Matt Ryan on Kit Carter Planet Doom, which is, of course, my graphic novel that is currently funding on Indiegogo. There it is. I'm really, 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 really pleased with how the artwork's looking on this book. Now that's that. I inked that myself. That, of course, is Chris Stevens. This is the hardcover you can get, signed and numbered limited edition. You can get the soft cover, which is cheaper, but it is not signed and numbered or limited edition. Here's some of the pages inside, so you can see the quality that Matt's inking is, and of course, colors are really nice by Kelsey Shannon as well. But if you can look at this black and white here, it's just Matt's a tremendous inker. I've often said he inks just like me, except better. If I was a better inker, we'd look exactly the same. So that's just a few of the things. Actually, I'll share something really, because I've shared the pencil online, so I can show you the inked version, which I know he just sent me last night. I haven't even looked at it yet, so we'll be the first. We'll look at it together here in a second. That's the back cover by Dan Lawless. That's Gary Martin. That's going to be in the pinup section of the hardcover. It will not be in the soft cover. There's a special pinup section in the hardcover of Kit Carter. That'll be in the pinup section, of course, colored. You can get t-shirts, black and teal, of Merv and Kit. There's a Kit Carter sketchbook. This should be really good. All my developmental artwork on Kit Carter, dating back to 2001, I think, is when I first conceptualized this character. I might throw in a few pencil pages from the issue as well. And then, of course, the big movie poster. We talked a little bit about painting that earlier. A 14 by 36 insert size movie poster. This is exactly what it'll look like, except the painting will be finished. It won't be a color rough, which this is. So it's say in Planet Doom like that. It'll have the little, rated PG, and the credits and all that kind of stuff will be there, just like a movie poster. You can get the laserette shot glass. We're doing a series of shot glasses. Like this is the Garbage Man one, and there's a Wraith of God one, and now there's a Kit Carter one. There's going to be 6 total by the time we get through all the shot glasses, and then we'll release a holder for the shot glasses. So there is kind of a madness, my method to the madness here for those shot glasses. Stretch goals, a bunch of trading cards are all unlocked by me and David Williams. Garbage Man trade paperback, Power Cube trade paperback, also my creator-owned IPs in trade paperback form. You can get those signed through the campaign. If you missed Wraith of God 1, the smash hit Wraith of God 1, you can get the second printing. It has a new cover on it. And oftentimes these second printings end up being worth more than the first printings because they're lower print runs. You can get that, or you can get the Wraith of God 2, which is Wraith of God Blood Hunters. Well, all 4 covers right now are still available. So you can, and that's the first printing on all these. So that's all the stuff that's in the campaign. And you'll find the link in the description of this video. It'll take you right there if you'd like to check this out and back it. I greatly appreciate your support. I know most of you have already done that, and I really appreciate it. But if you haven't, please go take a look. Again, the link is in the description of this video. Okay. All right. We're about to do cryptids, but I do want to show you a piece of artwork because you just brought it to my attention. And I was going to show up, and then I forgot about it. And I can't show you that. I can't show you that. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's really nice. Can't show you that. Well, can't show you that. Okay, here we go. Now I showed the pencils of this. I showed the pencils of this online, so most of you have probably seen the pencils. The question is, have you seen the inks? Well, here are the inks to that big splash page, that tree monster coming out of the ground. Wow. How fun is that? And the reason this is a little bit more square is because the book size is 8.5 by 11. It's not the smaller comic book size. It's the graphic novel size that we're used to. The Marvel did. If you remember back in the 80s, they had their graphic novel series. and they were all square bound 64 page 8.5 by 11 books. And that's exactly what this Kit Carter is. Unless I add extra pages to the fight scene at the end, or I should say the last fight scene in the book. It's not the end of the book, but I may add pages because I often do that. You write it and you think, this needs to be a little bit longer. Wouldn't this be cool if I did this? And so there's possible we could get a few extra pages in there. We shall see. David Brohawk Williams is in there. Thanks, David. David, of course, is doing the Fearsome book for Ethan Van Sciver right now, and that Fearsome preview book is still available for pre-order on Indiegogo. But I think that's about ready to go to press, or should be very, very shortly. So if you haven't backed that, check it out. Victor says, Aaron, why try so hard? Because I feel like I've always got to prove myself. And so I'm always constantly trying to prove myself, which is a good state of mind to be in, because then it keeps you from hacking. Not always, but most of the time. Some guy 209 says, looks good, but it could use more detail. Yeah. This should really be killer once it gets colored. I'm really looking forward to seeing this colored. And I like this cross-hatching. That's a great thing about cross-hatching. You can sort of indicate it in the pencils. And then if you got really a good inker, they'll go in and do a nice job on the cross-hatching. That cross-hatching fade looks really, really nice. Of course, we have some alien flowers down here. That's really important to the story. But you got Merv, looks like he's pointing at Kit, probably maybe not being as supportive of a partner as you might want him to be. We shall see, though. You have to read it to find out what funny little things he's saying. But anyway, so there you go. We got Kit and Merv down there facing off with this giant. This was in my my Fantastical Creatures book. It was called the Bayou Boogeyman. But now I'm using him as an alien. So I'm getting multi-use out of my monsters. But yeah, it was kind of a pain in the butt. You got all this debris coming up because he's coming up out of the ground here. And but this really helps back here, this black right here, because this is his body twisting in like this, coming out of the ground. And I was getting a little bit lost in there, but with that black in there, that helps to see that's the edge of his body there. It's pretty busy, obviously. But there's no way really, when you've got like a tree monster like this coming out of the ground, there's going to be a lot of debris and stuff everywhere. So it is complicated. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it looks pretty darn cool. So that's just some of the stuff that gives you just a small taste of what you're in store for with Kit Carter. Planet Doom. It's a sci-fi adventure humor book. A little bit of irreverence in there, but a lot of fun. It moves, fast-paced action adventure. A lot of good jokes. Hopefully they're good jokes. I guess we'll find out if they land or not. Aldion, Aaron, was the concept of the Astro Chimp inspired by Robert Heinlein's Neo Dogs at all? No. It's just, to me, it's kind of a cliche trope, the old monkey in space, right? Because wasn't that the thing that the Russians first shot a monkey, or they shoot a dog into space? I'm pretty sure they shot a chimp into space too at some point. And I don't know. And people ask me, where'd you come up with that idea? It's really bizarre because there's not some sort of formula. Stuff just pops into your mind and go, wouldn't that be funny? And so, where I came up with Merv, the Astro Chimp, it was probably the funniest thing I could think of at the time. I don't know. Henry Jeremick's is like, where are the old comics at? All right. I'll show you a couple old comics if you're going to get all pushy. I'm sort of torn right now because I'm trying to make... I'm bidding on some stuff, or I'm about to bid on some stuff, I guess I should say. And one of them is this. So this isn't the book. This is just a, stock picture of the cover. This is a Journey into Mystery 123. And I do collect Journey into Mystery in Thors. And I got a hole in my collection right now that needs to be filled with this. It's kind of expensive, but there's a 9.4 that I could get of this. And I've been looking for a 9.2 that was, priced where it should be. And I have yet to find one, but the 9.4 is actually priced. It's more money because it's 9.4, but it's priced really good. So I'm considering that at the moment. And that's one of the things I'm looking at. And here's the other one. And that Journey to Mystery is 1965. This, I believe, is 67, maybe 68. You have Galactus. This is start of a two-part story where Galactus fights Ego, the living planet. These Galactus appearances are very drive the price up on these books. They're very collectible. This is a cheaper book, but not by much because of the Galactus appearance. And there's a 9.4 floating around at a good price on this as well. I'm kind of going back and forth on these two books. But the one that's really sort of throwing a wrench in the works is there's a couple of Thor 165, which is the first appearance of Warlock. And I don't have it. It's an expensive book, like over $1,000. So I'm really sort of, do I go there? Do I not go there? I don't want to get a good price on it because the market is adjusting right now. All those COVID prices that saw everything go through the roof, they're finally coming down. How far are they going to come down before they stabilize? So you don't want to get caught when it's dropping and pay too much when it was going to still drop another couple $100. So we shall see. But there you go, Henry. There's a couple of old comics that are weighing heavy on my mind right now. All right. 6 o'clock. I usually try to end the show in 2 hours, but no, I'm not going to do that yet because we can't go anywhere until we do our favorite segment on this show. All right. I've got some stuff today that it'll either shock you or appall you. It appalled me. Okay, now let's take a look at this. I don't know where this is. This is a foreign language thing, so I don't know where this dude's at. It looks like it's in French, but maybe Morocco. Is there any jungles in Morocco, or is it all desert? I don't know. Okay, but this guy here's the scenario, right? This guy is running and talking in whatever language he's talking in, and supposedly scared of whatever's chasing him, which we'll see in a second. But how many of you are self-aware enough to film yourself running in terror from a monster? I don't think many of us would, but this guy did. Let's see what he's running from here. Well, nothing yet. I don't see anything, right? He's a little nervous, but he's talking to the camera, and there they are. Do you see him right behind him? Those little weird Bigfoot alien things? And he's like getting the heck out of there. Look, now he's really got his scared face on, but he's still filming, right? Because it's very important that even when you risk your life, that you have YouTube or social media content. So as he's running, here we go. Let's get a look at this is so fake. It's ridiculous. But, okay, so he's okay here. He knows he's running from something, but then, whoa, zombie Bigfoot jungle guy chasing him. Now he's terrified, but he wasn't terrified before, and he didn't see the guy behind him. He must have known he was going to be put in there by Photoshop later. There we go. There's it kind of looks like Boba Fett, doesn't it? Without his clothes on and wearing his helmet. It could be Boba Fett. See, now he's terrified, but he still hasn't seen the thing. Really, we have. There he is back there running. Yeah. But that alien or whatever it is, he must get tired because he puts him in the dust here pretty quickly. And that's it. So he's now horrified. He's making some distance though. So he's an athlete. Maybe he's a long distance runner. He's dressed nicely though. So he's going to be like sweating in his nice clothes. Cause if you're out in the jungle or forest, it looks like it's probably pretty hot there. So I don't know. Yeah, this was so ridiculous. I had to show it. Henry Jeremick, total crap. What a shocker. Endor Stormtrooper, you might be onto something. Oh, those are cannibals that are chasing him? Okay, well, then it might be real. Hulk Smash, definitely real. Marty Weber's got he says it's supposed to be cannibals. Oh, okay. So are we in, where's the place that's going nuts with? Is it Haiti? Where everybody's like cannibalizing each other now? I mean, what the heck, man? Anti-Entity says it's the Slee Stacks. That's right. If I die, get my good side. A. Lopez. Yeah, that's right. My goodness. Okay. Mike Likes Taco says, I've seen it. He goes, give me something I haven't seen. Marcus Killigrew, it's barbecue. Headless Bourgeoisie says it's barbecue. Feats don't fail me now. Rachel Brinkley says he's trying to get to America, but he's stuck in Panama. Or it could be Haiti. There's not that much jungle in Haiti, is there? Maybe there is. I don't know. I've never been to Haiti. I've been to what's that little island there south of Florida? Gosh darn it, Bahamas. So I've been there. Gary G says, are these outtakes of Finn running from stormtroopers in The Force Awakens? It kind of. All right. So granted, not a great way to start the show, but it kind of warms you up. Okay. What do you think about this? Apparently some sort of weird vampire fish. Well, we'll let you be the judge. Now, I will say this, the mouth is that's pretty gross. That's pretty good, whatever's going on in there. But the rest of it looks like a rubber puppet to me. I'm not buying this skin texture at all. This all looks rubber to me. So I'm saying BS on this. I don't know. Is there actually a vampire fish like this? And I'm just unaware of it. Robert Bruce says that was a skinwalker chasing that guy. Duh. Okay, well, you might be onto something there. Space beer, that's real. Marcus Killigan was totally convinced that that's real. But here's the thing. They don't even get the scales working on that. That's like, it's rubber, right? Isn't that a rubber puppet that they just carved a little bit of texture into? Anti-Entity says it's a triggerfish. Is that what they really look like though? Is that a thing? It says it's a parrotfish bitten by Count Dracula. Paul Taylor, canines on a fish. It has to be real. Okay, Anti-Entity says that's a triggerfish. We're going to look up triggerfish and see what a triggerfish looks like. Because I think whatever this is, I think is fake. But if we can find a triggerfish that actually looks like this, you might be onto something. Let's see. All we got is side views. Okay, but look at okay. Okay, here we go. Here's the problem, Auntie, if I may be so bold as to call you Auntie. Okay, look at this. Okay, so again, we're looking at the texture here, which is clearly smooth with some texture carved in. Now take a look at this triggerfish. Now the triggerfish doesn't have fangs, by the way, but here's a triggerfish. Clearly has scales all over it. No smooth parts and no fangs. No fangs. I'm saying the whole thing is fake. David Blinn saying, go with Thor 160 instead, Galactus. I think it's a better investment book long term. Although the 123 Journey to Mystery is more expensive at the moment because of it's older. But that Thor 165, if it stays in a price range that I can actually do something with, that may get my bucks. Thor 150, I believe I have Thor 150, whatever it is. Eric Boyd says Aaron is so jaded from the Bigfoot videos he doesn't believe anything. Yes, that is absolutely true. Total fake. Spaceman says Zombie Chow, it's a saber-toothed piranha. I'm going to say it's a saber-toothed rubber puppet fish. But I do like the goopy, gross stuff they put in its mouth. It made it kind of feel real-ish. Okay, now this is interesting. Now, this is in Florida, so take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly, this lady caught a dinosaur running through her backyard, which I lived in Florida for 2.5 years. And I did see alligators all the time. But that's the only dinosaur-esque thing I ever saw. But this lady says this is a dinosaur running through her backyard. And of course, it's really sharp photography, so you'll be able to tell right away. Here we are in Florida, which look at that sharp photography. And there's her camera, which she apparently spent some money on. So that's not it. Here it is. There you go. And then they'll flip it and show it from a different angle to make you feel like they have more footage when they really don't. There you go. There he flipped it, say. And then they show us like what a dinosaur is supposed to look like. So here we go. What do we make of this? I mean, it's probably some kind of animal, but it's so blurry. How could we possibly tell? Let's watch again here. Let's slow this down. It could be a bird, right? I mean, it could be anything, quite frankly, because it's so blurry you can't tell. But it certainly looks, like a raptor or something. But of course, I doubt the one raptor alive in Florida is running through her backyard. Peacock at night, that was some of the speculation. There was a bird like that because they do have tons of peacocks. At least they did around where I lived. They're just out grazing around the road. And you're like, who owns these things? Where did they come from? Henry Jeremick, kangaroo. There's more likely to find a dinosaur in Florida than a kangaroo. Peacock, headless bourgeoisie says guy with a kayak on his head. Could be an iguana, moving pretty fast though for an iguana. It's a pretty good sized iguana. Aldion says Aaron looks like look up iguana running, compare, and you will see. Okay. Something got a towel caught on its back. Okay. There we go. Mike Like Taco says Chupadogra. Now we're on to something. Rachel Brinkley saying, no, it's a cat. I don't know, Rachel, that's a pretty big cat, though. I mean, you have to admit that was a pretty good sized animal, whatever it was. David Blinn, of course, wanted to know if could he be shocked and appalled at the same time. That is absolutely fair. Now that's Boba Fett. Okay. Wait a minute now. Some guy 209 says there actually are red-toothed triggerfish. Really? Well, if there actually are triggerfishes with fangs like that, is that what you're telling me? Then why would you make a rubber fake one? Where were the scales? Just asking for a friend. Robert the Bruce for $5. Thank you, Robert. He says, did you get to check out Adrian Smith's art and process videos? I have not yet, Robert. A very busy week. taking care of people. Nana had a few doctor's appointments and got an injection in her knee. And yeah, I was not very productive last week, unfortunately. Adrian Smith. Didn't I write it down last time you told me that? Where did I write it down at? I wrote it down here, so I'm going to write it down again. If I write it down twice, I won't forget it. Adrian Smith. I've been looking at a lot of process videos. Maybe I did look at it and I just don't remember the name. I don't know. I'm going to check it out, though. I will check it out. I wrote it down. I'm going to check it out. I'll have a book report ready for you next week. Here we go. Tiny ATST, Chicken Walker from Empire, cruising through the yard. Maybe onto something there. Yeah, so I mean, I suppose it could be a cat. That's a pretty big cat, though, isn't it? I mean, I guess an iguana, but again, I didn't really see any iguanas in Florida. There's not iguanas like that in Florida, I don't think. I could be wrong, though. It does look like it has a tail that's dragging behind it here. Very interesting. I'm going to look up iguana running and see if it fits the bill. But anyway, there you go. Okay, how about this? Let's go take a look across the pond at the Loch Ness Monster and see what new exciting videos have been released recently to convince us of the actuality, the truth behind Nessie. Let's check this out. Okay, that doesn't tell us much. Okay, so now you have people talking about Nessie, which watch this. Boy, what about that, huh? And here's the funny thing. This is the first picture of Nessie, and it's proven to be a fake. So, and the guy who actually did it admitted that it was fake, and yet people still use it as proof that there's a Loch Ness Monster when everybody knows this is fake. And this is what, and the legend wasn't built on this, but this was the first visual evidence that really got Nessie going, and it was fake. And everybody knows it's fake, and yet they continue to pretend that it's not fake. And that drives me nuts. But anyway, enough about that. Okay, here we go. This looks almost not fake. And then this looks incredibly fake. Oh, why would we think a plesiosaur would act like a dolphin? I don't know. Look at, I love how his arms are just flailing out. Yay, splash. Come on. Come on. This isn't horrible, but it's still not great. And of course, the fact that they've done sonar over the entire lake multiple times and found nothing should not dissuade us from believing. Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine like 10 years from now when AI and this type of stuff is so easy to fake and make look real? How many great fake Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster videos we'll have? It's like, yes, it jumped just for me right out in front of my boat. Oh, wait a minute, dude. It just dawned on me. You're talking about Adrian Smith. I just recently saw that guy's stuff. He does like trolls and stuff, right? It was great. I have seen his stuff just recently. The name, it just clicked. Dale A. See, Dale A wants to believe there's underwater caves going to the ocean so Nessie can come and go. Yeah, but she's never around when they do sonar for some reason. Rachel Brinkley, of course, she's Canadian, so she says Nessie is fake, but Ogopogo is real. So she just really sounds like she's kind of like a little bit of a Canadian nationalist. Is kind of what she sounds like. Hulk Smash says, "I will believe in Bigfoot riding Nessie before I believe Biden won." Yeah, that's this stuff is better evidence for belief than Biden won a fair election. Okay. Well, so there you go. You've got just a series of lame videos, and that's why I'm here, is to provide that for you. Let's take a look at this guy on a little. Now, here's a guy that, unlike the guy that was running in the first video, this is actually, his performance here is believable because maybe he's just, doing like a selfie video. He's out on a hike or whatever, and something appears behind him, but we don't really get to see it. He doesn't see it, so he doesn't really ever react to it. But let's take a look. So he's like, hey, look at me. Whoa, what the heck's that back there? What's going on back there? And so he never sees it. So he's just, videoing him walking around. Of course, you could always ask him, why is he videoing himself walking around? But there it is, folks. So he starts here, kind of doing a panoramic. Does this cut? I think it does. Boom. There's an edit right there. That's suspicious in and of itself. So he's doing this, and he's like, and he's probably going, hey, Bob, are you ready in your costume? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm good. And then, boom, look at that. There it is. The horror of Bigfoot right behind him. The question is, what is Bigfoot doing on this trail? And what's he, why isn't he like chasing this guy down and eating him or something? Now, I can't speak for Bigfoot, but I can say that if it were me, I would have charged this guy and taken a big bite out of him. And then that's proof, right? Bigfoot bit me. That's the story I want to see. But like I said, the guy, the whole idea is this is going on behind him and he's unaware of it, and he doesn't notice it until he gets home. Right. So you don't have to have him being like fake scared or whatever, or being too brave. He's just kind of, I don't even know he's there. I'm just do. So, he's got that kind of nonchalant look. He doesn't look like he's, involved in any sort of fakery or hijinks. But right here, after that edit, he's kind of like, all right, dude, you ready? Here I come. Of course, he's not saying anything. So they've got Bigfoot and maybe Littlefoot right there. Maybe baby Bigfoot. I don't know if that's a rock or if that's Littlefoot. And then he just kind of keeps on moving, looking around. Not thinking much of it. Then he looks behind him right there. Like maybe he heard something. It's nice and blurry because that's what we like. When you're out doing photography, like especially in the wilderness, you want it to be nice and blurry so you can show all your friends about your blurry. Look how beautiful this place was. And they're like, I can't see anything. It's all blurry. Oh. That's also kind of what makes me think. It's like these people do these gags, these photo, these Bigfoot photo ops, if you will, or these staged things. And then they take them home, put them in their computer program and blur them up. So you can't tell how fake it is. And yet, whenever they're out filming anything other than Bigfoot, it's just sharp and clear. But on this one, I think the staging's pretty good. His reaction, it's better than him seeing Bigfoot and then running and still filming, which, no one believes that. So I think, him coming with the concept of, hey, it just appeared behind me. I'm just a guy walking through the woods. I wasn't even looking for Bigfoot. And it just showed up behind me. I like the narrative. So I give him a B here. The blurriness drives me nuts, so I can't give him an A, but there's a B here for effort, I think. Angela Curry says, no, that's his friend Jeb. Oh, okay. Victor says, there was a big, strong guy lifting weights while I was on the treadmill, and I got a little scared. Thank you. Thank you for that, Victor, once again. His eyes were seeing the reflection, Maromi says. Ever listened to the Sierra sounds? I have heard a ton of big alleged growling and noises that couldn't be made by any human. But again, anybody can create that stuff and with a decent sound program. So I don't put much stock in that stuff. I need visual, non-blurry visual evidence, which we have yet to find. Paul Taylor wants to know, what's the black thing over Bigfoot's head? So maybe, let's take a look. Maybe there's a UFO in here as well. Oh, I see right here. Well, I thought maybe this was baby Bigfoot. Here's Bigfoot, baby Bigfoot, and maybe this is Bigfoot Jr. Or I don't know. That's a good question. It seems to be moving like a bear or something. It seems to be moving across the road, doesn't it? I didn't notice that. Isn't that interesting? It looks like it's like a ball rolling across the screen, but obviously it's not that. But that's interesting. What if that were? Now, if that was a bear, he'd really be running. Bear would probably sneak up behind him and see if there was a meal there. I don't know. That's an excellent question. What is that? Maybe it's like a whole colony of Bigfoots. They just happen to be going the opposite direction. So Bigfoot picks up little Bigfoot or Littlefoot right here. So he picks him up. And then whoever, this is Bigfoot Jr., or maybe that's dad, who knows, or that's mom, and this is dad. He's heading off this way, and then they gather and follow him. That is really interesting. I didn't notice that before. I was so enthralled with the Bigfoot that I didn't see the bear or whatever the heck that is back there. Wouldn't that be funny if they did this as a joke and they end up being a bear and they end up getting mauled by the bear doing their Bigfoot video? What do you guys think here? Is it Bigfoots or is it Big Feets? Well, it'd be like octopus or octopi, right? I don't know that you'd call them Bigfoots. I don't know if you'd call them Big Feet either, though. I think Bigfoot was both singular and plural, maybe. That's a good question. That's my understanding. You're supposed to like back away slowly and make a lot of noise. Try and make yourself look bigger so they feel like they're getting a better meal. That's the flying saucer. Okay. Yeah. Andy Dolph says, no, it's just part of the branch in front. I'm kind of obsessing on this now. Oh, you might be right. Like this right here could be part of this foliage. And then as we turn the camera, maybe it's actually hanging off of this bush right here. So it looks like it's moving, but it's just the camera moving. Yeah, I think you're right. Doggone it. I was hoping we had a whole Bigfoot family, but I think you might be right. I think that black dot is right there attached to this branch right here. All right. Well, see, you look at any of this stuff too long and you kind of figure out what's going on. Citizen Ronan says, I'm neither shocked nor appalled. I'm just disgusted. Okay. Well, there is that. Is that the last one? That was the last one, but I can't help but not end on a good note. So let's take a look at this just one more time, because this is absolutely freaking horrifying. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Dude, seriously, how big is that alligator? That's got to be like 15 feet. It's got to be huge. Oh boy. I'm not getting anywhere near that water. Are you kidding me? Couldn't that thing just like jump out at him? He's not that far away, whoever's filming this. There's no way. Oh my gosh, that is just scary stuff right there. Life in the bayou right there, folks. Go Go throw your rod and reel, get your fishing pole, throw your bait in the water, and get eaten by a 15-foot alligator. Yeah, that's right. I think the largest alligator ever caught was 15 or 16 feet. They don't get as big as crocodiles do, obviously, which can get up to, they say they can get up to 25, but I think the biggest they ever caught was a 21-footer. There's that one in Indonesia, I think I showed the clip of, that they think might be 30 feet. It's unbelievably huge, but it's out there by itself. And it's like you're going to go up there and go, excuse me, do you mind if I measure you before you eat me? You're dumb to get that close on shore. I agree, especially one that size. We had a lake, and I told this before, but we had a lake near where we lived in Florida. We were over in the Tampa Bay area, or outside of Tampa Bay, when I worked at CrossGen. And there was a lake, and we called it Gator Lake. I can't remember what the name of it was. But they had picnic tables, and and this trail that walked around the lake, and they were all within. The trail was like within 20 feet of the water, and then you'd walk into these picnic areas that were just two or three feet from the bank of the lake, and you would go into where the picnic tables were, and you could see like gators in there, like sitting there waiting for someone to, obviously people had picnics and threw them food, so they're sitting there waiting under the water, much like this giant one was, but they weren't anywhere near that big. They were like 5-footers, maybe 6 foot, from head to tail. So it's it's decent sized lizard, but the head on the thing would only be like, this big, right? So you said, okay, I don't want to get too close, but you didn't really feel like they were going to jump out of the water and take you and your family under. That one that we just showed, that it would scare the crap out of me. That was a big, big gator. Hulksmaz says, check out the gator caught in New Orleans Hurricane Katrina. All right. Writing that down so don't forget that. Hurricane Katrina Gator New Orleans. All right. If I can get some good footage, I will we'll show that next week. All right, everybody. Hey, I want to thank everybody for the super chats. That's very kind of all of you. I'll double check here, make sure I got everybody. Yes, I did. We had a huge crew tonight. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe. If you're not, come over to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe anyway. I started broadcasting on Twitter or X, and it's like tripled our audience. But I don't know that you guys have access to hitting likes and subscribing and stuff on YouTube. But that's okay. You can like and subscribe me on Twitter, I guess. But anyway, thanks, you guys. Appreciate it very much. It was great to have Shelley back. It was great to have all of you here with the show. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. We're going to have a special guest, Anakin Udofia, which I do not believe is his real name, but is a mural artist, a fantastic artist, but he does murals. So it's going to be crazy to see what he brings to the table on Graybeards on Wednesday. So, of course, Professionals on Tuesday, Comicsgate Kings tomorrow night, and just everything in between. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time right here on Aaron Live. Good night, everybody.